Let me see you try.
Hey, it's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building. How are you, bro?
What's going on? Hey, things are going good. I just jumped through my entire lunch sequence in like 5 minutes because, we have to come on here to talk about pro wrestling, my friend.
Of course. I haven't even started lunch, bro.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna make this fast and quick.
Looking dirty. Let's go.
Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Fast Games, good to see you. Make
What
John
up, what
Mouse, good to see everybody here in chat. And if you're here in chat, please swing by and say hi. Love that you guys are here. And also, let us know your number grading of WWE Crown Jewel. Because in just a bit, we're going to talk about a review of the, the spectacle that they have in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, man. Oh, do you realize something as well? As I was watching Crown Jewel, right? You know how, when it first started, the propaganda machine was strong. Like, the first one, they really Saudi tourism commercial, But then, of course, whatever happened, hashtag Jamal Khashoggi happened, and then, they kind of, tone it down.
Yeah.
But I think this one, suddenly it came back in full force. Don't you think so?
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing, right? I feel like if this were any other country, people wouldn't say it's quote-unquote propaganda. People would say, oh, it's just supporting the tourism board. You know what I mean? I think only because it is Saudi Arabia, the history, the past, the stigma, some might say. But, when they went to Puerto Rico, they had, Puerto Rico tourism board. And then they were talking about how great the place is, blah, blah, blah. It's like nobody complained about that. Right? Same with
so we're saying
Australia.
that unfairly biased. Are we unfairly biased then? In this case?
I think there is a level of biasness because don't forget, they are the paying customer. Okay, as somebody in media, I kind of understand it, You have clients come in to pay for you to talk about their product. In this case, their product is tourism, right? Look at how great Saudi is. Come visit Saudi Arabia. And, there was that one funny spot where there was they were talking about the airlines. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Sorry. If I fly anywhere. Okay, that one was a bit but...
Very on the nose.
but here's the thing. It's a paid client. How different is it from Xavier Woods talking about the new WWE 2K23 game? They're just doing their job. So people need to relax, and not everything is this big conspiracy and propaganda machine thing.
Bro, when someone pays you $50 million,
Right.
man, I tell you, I will tickle all the thing that needs to be tickled, bro.
What exactly are you talking about by doing this hand action, bro?
Playing the ivories, tinkling the ivories.
Okay, there you go. Tickling.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question for Mr. Young there. With all the so-called hard selling of Saudi Arabia, are you interested to visit the country now, bro?
At some point in my life, yeah. I would love to if I had the money because it looks very expensive.
To go all the way there.
Yeah. I've been to Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and those are just beautiful places. But they're very expensive places.
Expensive. It's a desert luxury destination. That's what they call it, right?
It's the type of vacation you take once every 10 years, 5. You know what I mean? Like when you saved up enough, it's like, okay, this year I want to splurge. Let's go to, Middle East, those parts of the Middle East that are, quote unquote, slightly more rich and affluent.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of splurging, bro, those of you who follow us on our Discord, shout out to our Discord members, those of us, just quick shout out to Patreon as well, everyone that's there. Quick thing I just realized, they've already announced that the Perth tickets for Elimination Chamber, it's already been I think it's gone live. I think the pre-sale has gone live, but it's already sold out, bro.
Well, I am not surprised. First of all, it's a huge WWE PLE, and this is it. This is the Endeavor sort of what do you want to call it? Well, a flywheel. They are leveraging off each other. This is it. This is it at full force. In all these other countries, now they are truly a global force. Like WWE has been a global force for many years already, but now they're bringing this action on the road, and countries are literally paying them millions of dollars. Hey, it's a good time to be a WWE employee, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like a World Cup, right? Like these people are bidding for it, they're trying to get the rights. I'm just curious because of all the places in Australia, they chose Western Australia, which if you know Australia, right, that's where nothing happens.
Maybe that's why they need to get tourism in. They need to get people in. So our tourism not happening. Better, bring people in.
Yeah. Enough for Melbourne. Too many people going to Sydney. Freak it lah. Just go to Perth lah.
Perth needs help lah. Okay, let's push some money towards Perth.
Yeah. But and also another thing is, I think they made it clear that it's going to be like one of their only Asian destinations
Yep.
next year. So couple that with the fact that it's like a PLE leading to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The stakes are going to be important. There's going to be storyline implications. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Singapore Tourism Board, please open your eyes and see the benefits of this.
If you can get a UFC main card in Singapore, why not a WWE, man? Come on.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of handshaking. That's it. Whoever is in charge, please go and shake the right hands.
Mr. Young, please. Singapore Tourism Board, there's a job there waiting for you, bro. Can you climb up that corporate ladder like how I am as well, please?
Oh my god. We might have to go corporate, corporate young. No more people's young.
Yeah, man, for sure. Okay, and then also another thing as well. I feel like, with whatever that's happening in Saudi Arabia, this year alone, they've gone to so many countries overseas, right? And it always has the best crowds, always has the best reactions, right?
Yeah, I mean, this crowd, to me, when the show started and they had the intro package, and once again, WWE, they can make the best intro packages. To this day, I don't understand why AEW just can't hire people of that caliber to make their packages. Like, if Tony Khan has so much money to splurge, he should be splurging on these producers, these storytellers, these editors, film crew, whatever that WWE has. And you can't tell me that, WWE has the best already, there's no more. Confirm God. But it doesn't seem to be their sort of main focus, because we all know Tony Khan just wants to buy action figures.
No, that's the thing, right? Actually, they do have great promo packages, but the problem, they're not showing it on their television. It's always on YouTube. It's always hidden somewhere,
True. And sometimes they even play it on their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Absolutely criminal.
They should have all those opening packages, try to get the hype going. Yeah, so it is a bit of a waste. Okay, wait, before we dive into Crown Jewel as well, as you can see from the title of the YouTube video, we're not just gonna review Crown Jewel. Later on in the show, we also have a special guest as well, right, Mr. Young?
That's right. We are going to be chatting with Big Dave, the GrappleMax Openweight Champion. Actually, technically, we'll go into the past because we already recorded the interview with him. We were down at the GrappleMax studios this past weekend, and we had a great time there chatting with them. And also, we are going to preview the upcoming 7th anniversary show that's happening this weekend, this Saturday.
Yeah, bro. Sold out, so you've got no tickets. You gotta rely on us, lah.
Exactly, right? So we can't wait to see you there if you already got your tickets. If not, then, watch it when it comes out on their social media pages. But yes, in just a bit, we will chat with Big Dave, and not just about the card itself, no, about his journey in wrestling, the changes in GrappleMax, and also their little collaboration. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a huge deal with New Japan, Stardom, and, the entire group.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, right, when the last time Dave was on our show, for our OG Kick to the Gut listeners, it was in our first season, bro.
Oh my God, 4 years.
2019, bro. Yeah, 4 years.
It's been a long time coming, but yes, we got Big Dave back on the show, and I can't wait to get to that. But before we do that, quick shout out to everybody in the chat right now. If you haven't already, drop us a subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify. Sometimes maybe you don't want to see our face, but you still want to hear our beautiful voices. You can listen to us on Spotify, and come join the Discord. The communities are a lot of fun. We're always talking about wrestling there. And of course, we also have a Patreon. So if you would like to take your support for the podcast, your podcast boys to the next level, any amount is good. It is great with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to see Big Dave bully Foreign, the interview is there on our Patreon exclusive, because I'm not going to get myself embarrassed for free. You want to see me get embarrassed, you go pay money, and then you can see the interview, bro.
Have you seen the interviews with Santino Marella, who talks about how he likes to, he tries to break the other wrestlers, make them laugh? That interview broke me, bro. I'm like, wow, I cannot interview Big Dave. If I ever do that, I'll laugh my ass off, sir. I'll be giggling.
That's why I have to do the professional thing, bro.
That's why.
I have to sacrifice myself for your entertainment, Mr. Young.
You see Foreign selling it wow, he did a Kevin Kelly, bro. He did a Kevin Kelly.
Not the top Phillips, one of them, lah.
One of those fellas who always gonna bully by the main eventers one.
Yeah, the Byrons of the world. Right?
Byron's. Can we say? Talking about Byron, which is a nice little lead-in to Crown Jewel. If I'm not mistaken, he was the lead announcer that day, right?
Yeah, which is new, right? Is it something that is Like, is it something that he does on the side? Or
Okay,
is he transitioning to that role?
I feel that they have experimented with this before. Like, I feel like maybe once or twice I've seen him do the announcing. And I think first of all, he did a fantastic job. He sounded a bit like Howard Finkel. I was like, whoa,
Wow.
there are tones. Like, obviously not exactly like Howard Finkel. Nobody can replace the Fink, right? But there were like certain words, inflections that I was like, maybe he's been studying the greats.
And this is very interesting because, you know, he was previously commentator, right, on television. And then they pull him from commentary and then they make him like a backstage interviewer.
Yeah.
And then now they're trying to announce it. Like, do you think it's more of his own preference that he wants to try other things? Or is WWE saying that maybe commentary not for you, let's put it in another role? What's going on?
First of all, Toverkin agrees. Toverkin says he thought Howard Finkel rose from the grave and came back, right? He sounded like Fink, right? Okay, I think what it is he probably requested to try something new because, you know, I know that he's supposed to be the backstage guy, right, for them, the interviewer. Yeah. But have you seen him on backstage things recently? Like here, but very little.
Because he's always the master of ceremonies for like press conferences as well, right?
I guess. Yeah, and they also have other, announcers backstage, right? So I'm like, I feel like this is just his way of saying, hey, let me try this as well. Let me prove my value to the company.
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, he is showing his value in this role.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that, we have really great, in a way, announcers, right? We have Samantha Irvin, and then we always also have who's the one that's always doing Mike Rome. Yes, Mike Rome. Mike Rome always does a great job. Yeah, the rosters. So the rosters of announcers are growing. The roster of commentators is growing. Yeah, it's great to see.
Well, and if they do more road shows, international shows, so this is sort of like, like what the UFC has done, right? Like they have their main announcer teams. They have oh my god, I forgot his name. No, not that guy.
Not Kevin Patrick.
No. Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Buffer, yes.
Yeah, so they have Bruce Buffer, but they also have another fella in case they have like shows that are happening on the same weekend in two different countries. You know what I mean?
They can switch roles, they can divide and conquer, as they say, right?
Correct. And then like Joe Rogan doesn't do the international pay-per-views anymore, so it will be another commentator. So they have like A team, B team. You know what I mean? So everyone plays multiple roles in case they have, like in this case at Crown Jewel, don't forget there was another local house show somewhere else, road show. I'm not roadshow, house show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, I'm kind of like eyeing the chat, right? I'm seeing a lot of activity here. Shout out to OGJ. Is that somebody new? Because I never really seen his name. So what up, bro? Once Dante Chen is called up to the main roster, confirmed WWE will have Raw or SmackDown in Singapore.
Well, I don't know about that. Based on one fella, I mean, he would have to be like some main event guy or at least higher, mid-card guy. No, at the end of the day, bro, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. It has nothing to do with whether somebody is a guy from that location, whatever. It's about the money. The only reason that Jinder Mahal, okay, let's not say the only reason. One of the main reasons is because they were doing shows and doing events in India.
Yes, yes. No, I agree completely. But I feel like if Singapore wants to sell themselves to WWE, right? It can't be like, just a hometown hero. That's why they come here. Yeah. They need to make Singapore like the crown jewel, no pun intended, of Southeast Asia, and that's what will make them come to Singapore. Like, we're gonna do a huge show, and everyone across the region will want to travel to Singapore to watch it.
So, what is the common denominator here? What is the buck stops here? Literally, not the young bucks. It's the money. If Singapore is saying, okay, we pay you $2 million, you come and do like a BPLE, like a roadblock or fast lane or some shit like that, then it will happen. They are not going to do it because they have one Singaporean guy. That makes zero sense whatsoever. Or maybe they're like, okay lah, we pay $500,000, you do a Raw.
Yeah. Oh my god, can you imagine they do bidding rights for Raw and SmackDown then?
Oh god.
Bro, rolling in the money, bro.
Hey, this is Endeavor and their business willing and dealing, baby. Okay, Fias, how you doing? Fias says, Big Day versus Foreign, GrappleMax next main event. Mr. Young to interfere for Foreign. Hashtag acknowledge the foreigner. You like the hashtag? Acknowledge the foreigner.
Bro, Fias, are you trying to get me out of retirement and get me back in the ring? Is this what's going on?
Bro, this is what you do. You become a heel, and you become hashtag foreign talent.
Oh my.
This is my pitch for you. How you like that?
Oh my god, I walk around with my EP pass. Oh, I was like, you all this one, look at this EP pass. You get more money than you all. Shit. Bro, you just created a villain, bro. No. We already had the colonizer. We do not want the foreigner, please.
The foreigner! Bro, that is like, it writes itself. These stories write itself. But okay, no, back to Crown Jewel. Okay. Can I say that right off the bat, I had goosebumps just watching the promo package with John Cena's voice.
Yes. I mean, John Cena, I think he can have a second career as a narrator, bro. I think all his voiceover stuff is like really, really awesome to hear.
Bro, and then the whole story with him and the spike to the throat and everything, it kind of, doesn't it connect? So how come he got voice to voice this, even though he kinda throat attacked?
Bro, I mean, clearly they trying to make it sound like that happened like literally the previous day. But then it's so funny because we know for a fact that SmackDown was pre-recorded the week before, right?
Yeah.
So right after his like spike attack, and then the next episode, he's having that raspy voice. He's really selling it.
He tried to, Okay, but we'll get to the whole John Cena Solo Sikoa thing in a bit. But yeah, I don't know what it was about the intro package and then the huge pop of the crowd. We talked about foreign, overseas crowds just dying for this action. And even though, like, you think about it, Saudi Arabia, they've been getting these shows sometimes twice a year, right?
It is twice a year.
It is, right? They're still so hyped for it.
Yeah, I mean, because, people keep thinking Saudi Arabia is just one place, only got one stadium only. But they're going to different cities in Saudi Arabia. So, this was Riyadh. I think previously the one in Night of Champions was Jeddah. So, like, they are kind of cornering the markets. And their Riyadh and Jeddah is not like Tampines and Bedok, bro.
No.
It's literally other sides of the Gulf Coast, right?
Yeah. We forget that Singapore is just a dot, bro. And that's the other major problem, right? So for WWE to look at Singapore going, okay, this is the place to be, it has to be pitched that, people from Thailand, Taiwan, Hong Kong, all around the region, Australia will come to Singapore as a travel hub. And we already are positioned in that way. That's why we managed to land Taylor Swift for like several nights.
Yeah. So, and shout out to Taylor Swift. Apparently, she became a billionaire recently.
Hey.
So, I tell you, it's all the Singapore money, bro. It's the 6 and 7 shows is making up her percentage, bro. So, shout out. Oh, wait, I need to say something before we dive right in as well. Tovakin, London is blue. Thank you, Chelsea, for thrashing Spurs. Because
okay, explain, bro. I don't watch football, fella. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, you are a former Chelsea fan. You know what's up with Chelsea, right?
Not really. Haven't been following.
Essentially, they have been shit since the owner left, the Roman Abramovich.
Yeah.
So, and then the new owner, this guy called Todd Bowley. Please, I don't care even to pronounce his name properly, but he's like a US billionaire, and basically he doesn't know shit about football. He literally is like playing Football Manager. He's like, you know what? In 2 seasons, he spent almost $1 billion on transfers, bro.
So Tony Khan,
He could be the Tony Khan of EPL, bro. Could be lah.
Wait, bro. You just said Tony Khan of EPL, but Tony Khan is in the EPL. He has Fulham.
No, but he's not even a big enough deal to be like a main player. He's like Fulham. He's like owns Fulham.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like, they've been sucking lah. So that means Arsenal and Spurs has been like the better London clubs in recent seasons. And here's a crazy story. So Spurs, right? You know Spurs. They hired an Australian coach this season.
Okay.
So Australia is not known for being a football capital, right?
Yeah.
So this guy suddenly like Ted Lasso their way into this situation. I mean, he's really good lah. He's really good.
Yeah.
He managed for Celtic. But anyway, he actually up until this past weekend led Spurs to the top of the table.
Wow.
Yeah. So 3 months into the seasons, right? It's almost like winter time. Spurs was unbeaten thanks to this Australian fella. And everyone lost, even Man City, Man United, everyone has lost.
So what? Chelsea beat them, is it? That's why you're happy? Knocked them off the top?
Literally last night, Chelsea trashed them 4-1.
Oh, Tovakin says, I, 4-1, am just happy we won.
So yeah, shout out to Tovakin because, as a Liverpool fan, I was sad because we drew to a crappy club called Luton Town.
Right.
But then it was on the same weekend that every other big team lost. So
where is Liverpool on the table now?
Liverpool is third, below Man City and Spurs. Yeah.
There you go. Kick to the ball. New football Kick to the balls. The new footballing podcast coming your way very
soon. Kick to the Marvel. Kick to the balls. Next week we'll do the Marvel's review also. Okay?
No, kick to the multiverse. That one. Next week, kick to the multiverse. We watched Marvels this weekend and we review for you. By the way, talking about Marvel. Oh my God, we really are. Kick to the timeline. Have you been watching Loki? By the way,
of course, bro. Every week without fail, bro.
Bro, isn't it crazy that Secret Invasion was this dog shit show? It was just all over the place. Secret Invasion was basically like WCW, right? They had all the talent. You had like friggin' Sam Jackson and Don Cheadle. Amazing actors. When they had the scenes together, it was some powerful shit, right? But then the rest of the show was like all over the place.
No, like, they got booked poorly. Oh my God, they got Daenerys Targaryen, right?
Yes, as well.
But she was shit in that show.
Yeah. She is not shit. The show was shit. Okay, let's be very clear
in that show. Yes. Yeah, her writing was terrible, and it was like apparently now she's like the most the most OP villain or guy ever, right?
Oh, Gaia, you mean? Yeah. So, Gaia, she hasn't been heard from since. But okay, hopefully the Marvels will address some of that stuff. But Loki has just been this breath of fresh air. I said fresh of breath air. I'm like, what? Breath of fresh air that is turning the whole Marvel ship around, and I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, I mean, Loki is definitely a return to form, bro. And like, I think it all started with the first episode. If you watch the first episode, it was literally one of the best, like, opening episodes of any Marvel television show.
Yeah.
And like, they're coming full circle. Bro, you remember last week when Victor Timely, aka Kang, just stepped out into the freaking thing and then he just exploded? Boom. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. It was just incredible. Rishi says he will pay money to watch Kick to the Ball. You mean you just want to watch us get kicked in the balls, is it? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, bro. I mean, but if you want to hear hot takes about football randomly spliced into your wrestling content, I'm more than happy as well, bro.
Hey, you see, you know, even though we love our wrestling, we are multifaceted individuals, bro. We are like onions, so many different layers. You never know. You tune into the Kick to the Gut podcast. Yes, we'll talk wrestling, but you never will know. We might talk Marvel, we might talk football, we might talk love life, we might talk Kurt Stephen Lim, whatever weird shit we will touch on it.
Bro, one thing is true, bro. My tummy really looks like an onion right now. So, gotta get and move on back to the gym. But anyway, yes, please.
Let's move on back to Crown Jewel. I don't know what it was, but the crowd plus the intro package, I felt like goosebumps. I felt hype when I actually finally watched it. I did not watch it live. I watched it on delay, which means I got most of it spoiled on social media, as usual.
Yeah, I mean, respect to everyone on our Discord who stayed up, at 1 a.m. on Sunday to watch it. Like, clearly, you guys have a great work-life balance. People can do that. We don't.
No, we don't. But
so I woke up on Sunday like half asleep to catch it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course they kicked things off with the working champion, the hardest working champion, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I absolutely loved this match just right off the bat. I think one thing we underappreciate about Drew McIntyre is the fact that actually he's a stud, right? He looks like a champion.
And I don't know if you noticed, but the crowd was chanting for Drew McIntyre as well.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we love Seth, right? We all acknowledge how great Seth is as a worker, as a performer, but there's something interesting that's happening with the Drew McIntyre. And if you recall our podcast last week when we were previewing the event, and all of us were coming up with all these different scenarios that it's either Drew shocks and go destroy Seth, and then got the cash in from Damian Priest, or like Drew just barely lost and then freaking beat up. Either way,
none of it happened.
Either way, Drew is gonna just flip and just go crazy, but it didn't really do that per se.
No. So okay, here's the thing, right? I really wonder if there's anything to the whole rumor that he's going for this character where people overseas love him, but in America they're so very Bret Hart-ish, right?
Yes. I agree. I think he said it in an interview, right? That he wanted to be like a baby face for his international fans, but then kind of be like a heel, or like a tweener almost.
Well, he was very much a babyface here because the crowd, like I said, sometimes I felt like the crowd was more on Drew's side than Seth's side.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest crowd support he had actually since Clash at the Castle last year, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
And I love that whole story going in, about like he was the pandemic champion. They played it up. It was in the promo package.
yeah, man. Oh, John Moss. If Broken Dreams played at Saudi Arabia, then confirm he become champion again. Yeah, it's
Fiaz saw Drew in Orlando, by the way. Fiaz was just in Orlando. He saw him in the airport. You saw him in the airport, right?
nice, awesome, man. Was this just recent? You were in the US recently?
Yeah, he was like a few weeks ago, I think.
Cool. I mean, technically, me and Young, we both saw him live up close. Remember when we were watching WWE?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude is huge, and he looked absolutely impressive. Like that guy, at any point in time, can be champion. It would not seem out of place, right?
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
I think again, I would say that we underappreciated him the last few years because from the pandemic until now, I think
Yeah.
he had that run, which was of course in front of no crowds.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got back to the crowds, I think he kind of got stale, or
Yep.
people kind of moved on from him. And I'm pretty sure he himself knows this.
Yep.
So bringing that edge to the story is very Bret Hart, because Bret Hart is
Yes.
exactly like that kind of mindset, right?
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about the finish? Okay, so we did call one thing, the cash in, but the cash in was cock block, as we say, by one
Yes.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I at first I thought it was random, like why Sami Zayn is like, but then the more I thought about it, okay, we know Sami Zayn is kind of in the crosshairs with
Yep.
the Judgment Day,
Yes.
and then he actually was just he wasn't even in the opening match, bro. He was in
Nope.
the kickoff show, right?
Yes, he was in the pre-show with JD McDonald's.
Correct. I mean, we don't even have to talk about that match because it was a decent match, sure,
Yep.
but then like not a lot of stakes.
Nope.
But why would they want to fly Sami Zayn all the way to Saudi Arabia just for him to do a kickoff show, right?
Yeah. Well,
So this makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, right? And if I'm not mistaken, on Raw, Sami Zayn gets a World Championship shot, doesn't he? I haven't watched Raw yet, but I saw it on social media, so I don't know how that match played out.
Correct. So Seth gave him a shot. I don't know anyone who saw the result on the main event. Did he retain? Did he lose? What happened there?
Do you really think that Sami Zayn would win the championship on a random Raw? And I did see like the promo package where like Damian Priest got angry because he's like, "Hey, I'm Senior Money in the Bank, and this fella just asked for title shot. He gets title shot. What the hell, you know?"
Yeah.
So
That's
definitely deepening the feud between the Judgment Day and Sami Zayn.
I mean, he clearly has a point. I think it's very valid. But Sami Zayn could do a Mick Foley, right? Like Mick Foley randomly won an episode of Raw. So
Yeah.
So anyone who knows, please
Yep.
let us know.
Do you think that they are spinning their wheels as it relates to Rollins, McIntyre? There's this group of like higher mid card and main event guys that are sort of just doing stuff to keep busy right now, not really involved in any of the major storylines.
I, for one, and I'm gonna be very honest here, I'm getting sick of Seth Rollins as champion.
Bro, you're preaching to the choir, man. I said it last week too. I'm like, I love the guy in terms of like his work rate. He's been putting in, like, he's been bringing prestige to the title, which I appreciate, right? But his character is just like, what are you even? What are you even? Like I really hope that at some point he goes away and comes back at the Rumble or whatever. Like let somebody injure him, quote unquote, injure him gravely.
No, I have no issue with him in terms of his character, even though yes, he's a weirdo, right? But I'm more of like, every time he's been given the ball, right?
Yeah.
I don't see the company revolve around him. He's like Randy Orton or maybe CM Punk, right? During my era when I was watching a lot. Or like even Edge. I think Edge is a great example.
Yes.
He's like the Edge of this generation, where he's always A1 or 1A, 1B.
1B,
But he's not the top guy. And I'm sorry to say, and I love Edge, right? It's being proven in AEW.
Boy.
And I will not go into a tangent on that. I'm just gonna lay out the point.
Yeah.
Imagine the difference between CM Punk in AEW, where everything was must-see television, and what Edge has been doing in 1 month, go back to the background. So I feel like Seth Rollins is also that guy who needs props. He needs a world title. He needs like previously he was doing banger matches, but he was never the main guy. And as the champion right now, we need someone who can be the main guy where the show revolves around. Because the show is not revolving around him.
No, but I mean, we technically do have that, and that's Roman Reigns, right? So you have one guy who is basically all show, and the other one who's work rate. So kind of, it does balance itself off, kind of. But yeah, I totally get it in that Seth right now, to me anyway, I feel that the issue is that his character is really sort of like, we said it last week, is not a gimmick. It's a thing that people do, but like, what else other than he's a conductor? He's a crazy Joker conductor. Like who are you? No,
even if you play into that would have been interesting.
Yeah. No, they try to give him color by highlighting his back injury, right? Like that's this whole like, he fights through the pain, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Something about it just doesn't really. It doesn't have that spice, that extra. Maybe he need to go for acting lessons, like Edge, Roman Reigns.
I don't know. No, but I see this World Heavyweight Championship title scene as an opportunity for WWE to play around with the contenders and like have. I'm not advocating for a hot potatoing of the titles.
Yeah.
But it's been 6 months, right? Since you won the title. Drop it at Survivor Series. Give, I don't know, Sammy a run, give Drew a run, give Damian Priest a run.
Yeah.
Let them have that variety on Raw if you want to keep that, long title run on Roman Reigns, so the crowd won't get bored, right?
Correct. Rishi says Cody Rhodes will be work rate plus charisma. I agree with you. I mean, there's your guy right there, but he needs to finish his story with Roman Reigns, though. I mean, that's the point, right?
He's a bit handcuffed there, yeah.
OGJ says they announced Judgment Day versus Rhodes, Zayn, Rollins, Uso for War Games. Okay, there you go. They got the War Games. Judgment Day. Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense as well. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up this first match? Which was, as a match, it was a good match. Let's not forget to mention that.
Of course. I mean, that's the whole point, right? So it was a great opening match. I think, in my opinion, it was the best wrestled match on the whole card. Again, I think this proves one thing. I feel Drew is the most interesting he's been in a while.
Yes.
And I'm curious to see how they, followed up on it on Raw and like whether he'll eventually turn. I kind of don't even want him to turn heel. Actually, I want him to stay as this tweener guy who is like just a badass who doesn't trust anyone, who calls people on their bullshit. And I don't want him to leave WWE. Don't let your contract run out, bro. Like, renew, because I feel like you are better off in WWE, especially seeing whatever that's going on the other show, man.
100%. Rishi says, with each passing day, Damian Priest looks like a dork without cashing in. That is so true. Like, and he hasn't just been like quietly sort of like fading into the background for that surprise. He's been thwarted so many times.
Yeah, he's been trying. He's been trying, but
he keeps failing, which is like, what? But like, there have been champions in the past where you literally forgot that they were Money in the Bank, right? And then it's like, shit, here we go. It's happening now. But yeah, with Damian, it's like, oh boy, he's been stopped so many times.
The only way he needs to win the title when he cashes in, he can't fail. If he were to fail at this point in time, his momentum is all gone, bro.
Do not do a Damien Sandow on him, or who else? Baron Corbin, Otis.
Baron Corbin, no. Just give him the title. But yeah, you want to screw him up right now, fine. But he better win the title eventually. And maybe going to the new year, he would.
Rishi says he got stable some more. He struggles so hard, makes him look bad. Yeah, that is very true. Talking about his stable mates. Okay, like we all know, we all love Mami, we all love Rhea Ripley here, and I guess maybe this was a way to get everybody on the card to give them a showcase. But I thought this match was like, it was just a mess. It's so hard to tell a story with 5 people who kind of. They've all been involved in this one thing where Nia Jax destroyed them all, and then now they all want revenge. I get it, right? But I did not enjoy this match. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starr.
Very interesting that you say that. I wouldn't say I disagree, but I'm seeing it from a different angle.
Okay.
I would say that given the circumstance, given the stipulation that this is a 5-way, which is close to a clusterfuck that can happen, right?
Yeah.
I think they managed to tell a coherent story, and I was interested in some of the people that I never knew I would be interested in. Like I cared a lot about Zoe Starks, Raquel Gonzalez in this match.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I think you are more forgiving than I am. And the fact that they put this as the second match also says a lot. Because the second match is usually the toilet break match.
Yeah. But okay, can we talk about the entrances and the outfits? I think, we got to give a shout out to the women because, in Saudi Arabia, they try to cover up, for the women. But WWE has turned it into almost like a opportunity, right?
Yeah, to come up with cool ass designs. And later on, we'll talk about the coolest design, I thought. Coolest full body outfit that showed up. But I know what you mean. And consider the very first Saudi show. Remember when they were literally wearing like a t-shirt and like full on compression gear and just a t-shirt, just the most boring coveralls ever.
Yeah, looks like a great one show on GrappleMax, but okay, but the cool thing is, right? Yeah, they've managed to turn it into an opportunity to like showcase their cool outfits, fashion design. So like it's almost every Saudi show right now. I'm curious to see how the women are going to dress up, right?
But bro, remember we talked about this previously as well too. But some of these outfits, because they are full body and they are so tight, right? It makes them even more like, oh my goodness. Like, when Mami came out, I was like, whoa. And then she had the eye makeup and then the hair was different and it was like full on. I'm like, hey, cannot, this one, not appropriate thoughts. Inappropriate thoughts, bro.
She had the Saudi princes all like lining her up.
Oh yeah, what was up with that? What
with
is
the goblet?
What is the significance of that? Like all of them come out to worship Mami.
No, I mean maybe it's like the Undertaker druids, but for Mami.
Druids, but in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Seriously Sarah. What up? Halal, bro. Halal. She's trying to stay halal.
Tovakin also asked a very good question. What is Zoe Stark's gimmick? Yeah, what is? She was with Trish, remember? Trish tried to give her a rub, but then now she's sort of just bland again.
No, I would say, okay, so again, to my point on why I cared for them in this match, right? In the context of this match, I felt like, we have Nia Jax, right? The big size person that everyone's like
scared,
trying to either gang up on or trying to get out of the ring, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have Mami, we have Rhea Ripley, the champion, being all badass. We have Shayna Baszler as well, who's trying to prove herself and to stand out on her own ever since her rivalry with Ronda. And I feel like, Triple H is slowly getting her back to that NXT Shayna that we all know and love. But for Raquel, right? Remember Raquel, the biggest issue with her was what? She smiles too much.
Yes.
Right? Too happy-go-lucky, right?
Yeah.
In this match, I felt like there was that Big Mami cool vibes where she was serious. She tried to match up strength with Nia Jax, and she actually came across as one of the more powerful women. She did a lot of cool, power moves, showcasing her strength. I would this is a crazy comparison, but I felt Zoe Starks was like Chris Benoit in this match.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hear me out. When I say Chris Benoit, I mean like, that tenacious pit bull, like, always opportunistic, trying to get into the match and trying to showcase her toughness. I think that's the kind of character that, to me, she portrayed in the context of this match. Like,
what but also at the same time, Chris Benoit's character was never his strong point. It was his in-ring work. So I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, it's not necessarily a good thing if you're looking at, is she the best personality? But if you want, like, how I would designate her in this context is she is like that worker in the company. But
sure,
how there's a difference between a worker, like I don't know what's a bad example of a worker, like a Dean Malenko, right? Just a worker, but literally no personality. You need to give him James Bond gimmick or ladies man gimmick.
Ladies man.
Yes, I think he's really more like Chris Benoit or even Eddie Guerrero in WCW, right? Like no discerning character yet, but you can tell, I'm badass. I respect this person. Yeah. So that's what I saw in this match.
Okay. Anything else you want to mention about this match? Because let's face it, at the end of the day, no surprises here. She had to retain. Big Mami cool. Mami is, the A champion lah.
Mami's always on top, right?
Yeah, Mami's always on top. There you go. You're not taking away her, her cool, her vibe anytime soon. Okay, let's move on then. So let's call it versus John Cena. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. Like, and it's damn funny. I think one of the commentators said that, oh, John Cena has never been like destroyed so badly before. I'm like, you forgot Brock Lesnar. But John Cena tried to give Solo the Brock Lesnar rub, but not quite. Brock Lesnar literally destroyed him within a few moves, right? Solo had back and forth with John Cena until the very end where he spiked him 10,000 times.
Yeah. So the match laid out, the way it was laid out was very funny to me because, the SmackDown before with the raspy voice, John Cena like obliterated him verbally, but it's almost as if John Cena like set him up to be made foolish in a way. Do you think so?
Why? Why do you
because
say that?
he's like, okay, he talked so much shit to Solo, right?
Yeah.
And then during this match, like Solo has proven that he can dominate John Cena. So other than the fact that John Cena is a great talker, he probably can, and the sympathy that comes up from him losing will make people forget it. But I got a huge chuckle out of the fact that Cena was getting trashed like crazy because he was talking so much shit to Solo. He was talking such a big game.
Right. So you're saying that it made him look bad, made John Cena look bad, but isn't that the whole point? That, and then John Cena is like, oh shit, should I retire? They teased, he's not going to retire, obviously. He's going to come back and, get back his vibe and all that bullshit lah. But yeah, that was the story they were telling. Now, I found it hilarious because we all know how vocal John Cena is in the ring, calling the action and calling the moves, right? And the whole time, he getting stabbed in the throat. And then you can see him still talking to Solo. Okay, do this, do that. I'm like, hey bro, please. There was one point, I think he knew where the camera was. He was literally talk. He's like, oh shit. He sees the camera. He turns his head immediately. Do this, do that. Because he's coaching Solo through the whole thing. I just found it ironic that the whole storyline was him getting stabbed in the throat, but he's still telling Solo what to do.
John Cena was never known as the best worker, even in his group.
No,
his Halcyon days, like even in his golden days.
Yeah.
And he always had this bad habit of literally shouting and calling the matches like really, really loud, right?
Yeah.
That one will never change. But the funny thing is, right? Yeah, I found the fact that he got freaking stabbed and spiked in the chest so many times.
Yeah.
And he just walked away. He walked away.
Yeah.
Like he walked away, and then, I don't know.
Okay lah. To be honest, I think it accomplished what it was supposed to do. It was, I think maybe it wasn't as graphic as it should have been. I would have liked it if like there was a bit of like blood coming out from his mouth.
Honestly, that would have been dope. Like if he had kena spike and then the blood, he like cough out the blood, that would be a great visual. Yeah.
And if he can just not show up for SmackDown for a couple of weeks. Like, don't come back next week on SmackDown and put on some funny voice. or maybe he's going to like really act, right? And then he'd be like, and then he starts like, can't talk anymore.
No. You're just going to kill off the aura of Solo, man. Can't do that, man.
Oh, okay. So he should disappear for a while. Like whatever, ruptured larynx. They can come up with some, nasty sounding medical term, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure. No, and the thing is, I think Solo needed this victory because, we always say that Solo was the badass, but he never had a chance to stand out on his own.
Yep.
And he's gotten a victory over John Cena, and this is a big deal, right?
Yep.
It really, gives him that huge boost in his career, and I am confident it's not going to be an Austin Theory wasted situation. I think Solo will definitely use his momentum and become a bigger star from this rub lah, for sure.
And we all know that this is not the end of Cena. He will come back. He will do the redemption arc, that story, maybe at WrestleMania. Maybe Cena versus Solo at WrestleMania, and that could be a huge rub for Solo. Yeah, Solo will lose there for sure. Cena will get his moment or whatever, but at least, now he gets the rub and it sets up the future.
Yeah. I mean, I have no complaints about this match. I think it needed to happen. I appreciate Cena coming down to like upper mid-card level to kind of have this match. Let's see what happens to Solo, with the bloodline going forward, because we all know bloodlines, apex, the best parts of the bloodline, I think, are kind of behind us. We want to see how it ends right now. So let's see what happens.
Let's move on to Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the WWE United States Championship. And can I say, man, we remember when like Logan Paul came in, we were like, oh, okay, let's see. I mean, he definitely has the vibe to be a heel, but can he go in the ring? And how long ago was it when he first quote unquote debuted?
I would say WrestleMania 38 was his first match.
Okay, so
a year and a half.
Bro, a year and a half. I mean, it's undeniable. The dude is gifted for the business, his physicality. He's not just doing this, he's doing boxing as well, like, combat sports, right? So he obviously has physical gifts. He trains very hard. And he's obviously super into promoting the WWE and this guy. I don't know how much they're paying him. They're probably paying him a shit ton of money to promote his Prime. Everywhere he go, he hold a bottle of Prime. The save. I know everyone's talking about the save, and then people are like, oh no, he was out of place. That's why he had to make the save. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing with wrestling, right? It's like everyone's moving. A lot of people find themselves out of place a lot of the time. The fact that he was smart enough, observant enough to like, oh shit, I'm out of place, better dive in and catch and save Rey Mysterio. I mean, kudos to the guy, man. Like, okay, you know what? Half the roster on AEW probably couldn't have pulled that off or wouldn't have been trained professionally to do that. You can see the amount of injuries that AEW has.
Yeah, I mean, if in AEW, right, what will happen is he can't catch him and he will carry him and still do a spike pile driver. That's what will happen.
Yeah. So, okay, you're okay, right? Okay, bang, pile driver you one more time. No,
you concuss. Okay, come. Let's end the match now. Another pile driver.
Shit. Okay. There isn't I don't have a lot to say about this match because it was a fine match. It's Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, okay. If you forget that he's Logan Paul, you just think of him as another wrestler. Yeah, this is like a great, it's like a Santos Escobar versus, Rey Mysterio match. Like a great work match.
When you remember that he's a year and a half, 2 years in, that makes it even more mind-blowing.
It is. Oh my God, Tobaki, really? Stevie Richards covered this on his channel.
Okay, we need to go and check it out then.
Yeah, we'll definitely check. I mean, I love Stevie Richards' channel, and he probably will have a great analysis of this particular match or this particular spot.
And guess what? Yeah. He probably won't get his video taken down.
Yes, definitely for sure. I think my favorite part about this match, right, is that previously I realized Logan Paul really wanted every match to have like a viral moment.
Yeah.
If you realize, right, with Ricochet, he needed to do that Spanish fly onto the table. With Roman Reigns last year, he had to do like the coast to coast, and with the phone. Basically everything I think previously maybe his brief from WWE is like, can you just make viral moments on social media that we can share? Yeah, but I felt this match was finally the viral moment was him becoming the champion.
Yes.
And he could focus on just having a great match and to showcase his athleticism. And I think, right, bro, he's perfect for WWE. Like, to me, his boxing and all that is all the side shows. But WWE is actually where he's good at.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
Also, he's playing it very smart. He's not there every week. He's not doing an edge, right? And we've talked about it before. Like, if you're going to be there every week, you are going to fit into the background. Actually, an argument can be made about, like, Rey Mysterio is making a mistake by being a full-time roster guy as well. Whereas I think, like, he should be, as his legendary status, he should just show up once every couple of months. But that aside, Logan Paul is playing this game absolutely perfectly. At the end of the day, he's being paid a lot of money. Let's not say that, he's such a company man. No. They're paying him money, and in return, he's showing that he's an incredible worker. And also, and we talked about this last week, now he's going to take that US title to boxing matches, on his podcast, everywhere. He's going to show it off. WWE gets all the rub.
Exactly, right. And he said it in his post-match interview himself. He said that, he has beaten the Matrix, he got this game on lock. He gets it, this is his home. WWE Universe is his home. And I truly believe it as well, because he realizes that, Bianca Belair has once said that, it took her a while to find wrestling, but wrestling was her soulmate. She just needed time to find it. And I feel, with everything that he does in his life, YouTuber and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like he realizes how difficult pro wrestling is. And I think he even said it backstage, right? This is a tough sport, man. You guys are crazy. And he has given more credit to wrestling than talking about boxing even. Because if you think about it, his Dylan Dennis match, right? It was just like a freak show. It's literally a circus situation. But here, right, he can prove himself that, in a choreographed environment, sure, he might not be able to have the street cred that all these like youngsters want, but he can prove himself that he's a great professional in this era. People will respect him just based on this alone. This is where he will get his redemption story in wrestling.
And I mean, he had the brass knucks from some dude. I don't know who the guy was who gave him the brass knucks, whatever. That's not important, right? It's
the manager, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he won, but he cheated because he's a bad guy, and it's fine. You don't take away from Rey Mysterio because he lost due to cheating.
Yeah, I like Logan carrying the title because if Santos is gonna turn heel on Rey, they can go off and become his own story, right?
Correct. They don't need the title for that already. So,
yeah.
I know a lot of people are upset, Tovakin. A lot of people are upset that Logan Paul wins the title before LA Knight. But I'm telling you, they are trying to create a yes movement thing. But this time it will be the yeah movement. Yeah. If you think about it, some of the most viral champion, or not like some of the champions, well supported, like they literally started movements, have been because a guy was so hot, but they just kept deny, cock block, give you the blue balls until you finally at WrestleMania, then you pop. As in the crowd pops when they get their moment, right?
Yeah, I'm not telling blue balls and pop. Yes,
no. I'm telling you, I've said you go back and watch previous episodes. I'm telling you, LA Knight, Royal Rumble. That's where he gets his shot.
Okay, go for it, man. I would love to see that.
They are really milking it for all it's worth because, he can win a title here. What's it going to mean? No, you need to give him that WrestleMania. Nah! You got to give him that WrestleMania moment. Yeah!
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't wait if that happens. Benjamin, to answer your question, yes, I think it's Logan Paul's manager who's done it. I think he's gone on record to say it's his manager. Can you explain to me what is the Hayabusa situation?
Oh, he did a moonsault and landed on his head.
Oh, and then he got paralyzed because of that, right?
Yes.
I see. Okay, I think I remember watching this on the Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah. So this was sort of like a similar situation if Logan Paul didn't catch Ray lah. HS Lee says Cody 2 times Royal Rumble winner. No, bro. I'm telling you, Cody and LA Knight final 2, Drew McIntyre final 3, and then it's like all 3 have a legit reason or legit,
that would be dope. Yeah.
Right. And LA Knight finally wins. Cody's dreams are dashed, but he will find a way. So that's my call for the Royal Rumble, guys. You timestamp it right now. Mr. Young's call for the final 3 in the Royal Rumble: Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes does not win. LA Knight wins.
Okay. So Cody Rhodes losing, but still somehow finding his way back to WrestleMania and getting that story finished with Roman Reigns. But then LA Knight winning, does he go for Roman Reigns or does he go for the World Heavyweight title?
Probably World Heavyweight title. And maybe it can be Damian Priest by then.
Yeah. LA Knight versus Damian Priest is an old school Attitude Era. Yeah. The Rock versus Undertaker vibes.
Yes. So? It's a fresh match as well. They can tell so many stories from now all the way till then, right? Book it! All right, let's move on to the next match then. Oh my God. I feel so bad. Okay, Io Sky, the women's champ, versus Bianca Belair. The crowd was dead. Yes, what happened? What happened, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like the crowd was more hyped for Rhea Ripley's match, a 5-way than a 1-on-1. Does that mean Bianca's popularity is going down?
Okay. I have sort of some thoughts about this, right? We've said many times, Io Sky's character is flat, cold, right? Bianca Belair, they brought her back, and she was essentially the same character as before. Maybe got slight edge, but same thing. So I think, and that character was flat as well previously. Yeah. So now that you have this situation where I think Bianca is going to suffer from the John Cena problem, where they want to push her as a babyface because she's literally in the promo package earlier about like they did like charity stuff, LA Knight and Bianca. So she's a figurehead. She's that face where we can't turn her heel because she's doing all these charity things. She's a good ambassador for the sport, right? Like great athlete, good personality, that kind of thing. So I don't think that they can turn her heel, and I think that hurts her because right now she's bland. Io Sky also flat, bland.
Yeah, and that's the issue, right?
Yeah, that's the issue. And then the stories leading up to this, bland, nobody cares. Culminating in a completely flat match. The thing is, I thought they wrestled a great match, but at points I was like, did they switch on the mute button or something? Like, what the hell is going on? The crowd was dead.
Yeah. Let's just be clear. I think Bianca's babyface run has run its course. There needs to be some edge to her character. We always talk about why not get her with Street Profits, why not get her together with the Hurt Business return. I think that's the way to go for her.
Yep.
As long as she's gonna play this John Cena role, she's gonna get the John Cena reaction. We all know what's gonna happen.
But at least John Cena got boos. She's getting nothing, which is worse than getting boos.
Apathy.
And that's the worst. Okay, the quote unquote high point of this match, the return of Kairi Sane. And I remember I was like, okay, let's talk about the best outfit. Like Kairi Sane's outfit was like, oh my, I fell in love. I mean, don't tell my wife that, but holy hell, Kairi Sane looked amazing.
Okay. Let's be clear. Kairi Sane is a gorgeous woman. She's amazing. We all know everything great about her.
Yep.
But her return, crown jewel in this environment.
Oh my god!
Did you think it was such a missed opportunity?
It was. I mean, here's the thing: she returned to a feud that was flat. And the people remembered her. There was an increase in buzz level when she came back, but it was not the huge pop that could have been if she returned, let's say, at the Royal Rumble.
It could have been. Imagine she returned Royal Rumble surprise entrant number one.
And not just to randomly interfere. So, okay, she comes out and she helps Io Sky. And once again, the match itself was fine. Io Sky and Bianca Belair have done the business in NXT and they are awesome together, right? So she interferes, helps Io Sky, but Bayley's like, what's going on? You're not part of the Damage Control, blah, blah, blah. The rumors are, and I think it's been shared on our Discord as well, is that Nakamura could be heading up an Asian Triad sort of a faction.
Wow.
So it could be Xia Li, Io Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane with Nakamura as the mouthpiece.
So Nakamura is like this head Yakuza boss with all these hot Japanese ladies.
Yes.
It's like, okay. Wait,
exactly.
Who's saying this rumor? Who's saying this?
I've seen it on the internet. I can't remember who mentioned it. Somebody posted a photo of it. I think it might have been Irvin. But then after that, I was online randomly and I saw like, the rumor is Nakamura is supposed to head this.
Okay, and Nakamura is on Raw. Okay. Let's be honest. Like the brand, the thing doesn't matter anymore. But so it's saying that they're gonna recruit all these girls from all these different factions. I saw ChatGPT. I think was it Toverkin who put up a ChatGPT like what's the best way to book her return, and then I think they gave some really decent answers. So shout out to ChatGPT.
What? Because the AI bookers. Let's go.
So what the AI said was, do you know or do you remember that Io Sky and actually Kairi Sane were a tag team previously? I don't know whether this was in Stardom or in NXT.
They were part of an Asian Triad group in Lucha Underground. So they've done this before.
Okay. But they have a tag team name. It's called the Sky Pirates.
This was in WWE, wasn't it?
Was it? So there's a thing. Was Io and Kairi had a tag team in NXT? I can't really recall.
Yeah.
Or was it in Stardom? But
I was thinking about the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, that's Kabuki Warriors. That's Asuka and Kairi.
Yeah.
And that period, Kairi was hot as fuck.
She still is. What are you talking about? Toverkin says, don't make another Kai and Tai, please. Oh, God.
Okay, it's not Toverkin.
Your pee-pee.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not Toverkin on Discord, but I can't remember. Somebody on Discord said it. And then if you remember, I know no one remembers this but actually Bayley is the one that took out Kairi Sane when Bayley was tag teaming with Sasha Banks. Remember they were a tag team.
They did mention it, but it was weird. Somebody retorted about it, saying that actually didn't Kairi win?
Yeah. So my question is, what's going to happen to, Damage Control? Is Kairi going to take Io out of Damage Control and form this Asian Triad thing?
Yes, and it's easy to book as well, because Damage Control has been shit. Like, they've done nothing for you. What are you doing? Come and join this. Join your fellow Asians. And then you can have Damage Control versus Asian Triad, or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Which is technically what Dakota Sky and Bailey left lah.
Yeah. I mean, they can go and get Tegan Nox. Remember Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox used to be a tag team?
Yeah, they were.
And Tegan Nox is like not here, not there as well. So there you go. Then you have another quote unquote faction to mess around with.
They are reforming all the old tag teams. DIY is back.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Cool.
Black Lotus. That's what they were called in Lucha Underground. Go check it out. They look cool. Just imagine Io Sky without color, as in without it's all black black Kairi Sane black leather.
So the hot Io Sky from the NXT Okay.
Yeah. So you get I don't know about Xia Li. Maybe Xia Li doesn't need to be a part of this because technically she's Chinese. She's not Japanese. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, you know what? Just keep Io Sky's music because her team music is still badass.
Yeah.
That can be Black Lotus. So yeah, you know, okay. The possibilities are great. I just felt bad place for her to return in Saudi Arabia to interrupt in a dead feud. Yeah, if she had come back on Raw or SmackDown, I think it would gotten an even bigger pop for sure.
Yeah. Let's move on. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest. There you go. Cody needed the win here. We talked about this, right? Like Damian Priest, he does look like a bit of a chump. He keeps trying, he keeps failing. Yeah. He loses here, but he can gain the momentum back by cashing in at any time. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, this was like kind of a throwaway match because Cody and Damian, they really doesn't have anything big going on except for their wars that they're having with Judgment Day. But
it's just a side quest match.
But fast forward 1 year from now, this could be a world title match.
It could be. It very well could be. Okay,
talking about Cody Rhodes as a champion defending against Damian Priest. I'm just saying.
Talking about title matches, here we go. Main event time: Roman Reigns versus LA Knight. Yeah, for the Universal Championship. I maintain what I've said lah. Like with LA Knight, right? I love seeing him in segments. When he's in a match, I'm like, okay lah.
Okay, I don't know about you, but to me, this match felt like a lot of posturing.
Yeah.
I think it's also Roman Reigns' style. I think he's really a improv kind of guy. I think John Cena even said it before that he and Roman Reigns has the same wrestling style where he's more of like little actions, a lot of reacting to the crowd, slowing things down. That's his style, right? And LA Knight is good in bursts, but his offense is not thrilling enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes 100% sense. Like, you're right. Yeah. You're exactly right.
Yeah, like Randy Orton, when he has his babyface comeback, he dodge, he does his running power slam, and then he bang. No, it's cool. It's fun to watch, engaging. Elena is engaging on the mic, but to me, he's not engaging in the ring.
Yep. No, I agree with you 100%. And you put it very well, right? Like, in terms of like, so maybe it is great that he works with someone who is more of a posturer, more of an actor, and he like looks at the camera. Roman Reigns talking about him, right? So it doesn't have to be a wrestling masterpiece.
Yes. Okay, I know a lot of people are annoyed with the finish. They're annoyed with the typical Roman Reigns, getting interruptions and all these interferences. Yeah. But do you enjoy a Roman Reigns match or not? Like in how he portrays himself in the ring?
Only if the story, like I enjoyed it when he was in there with Sami Zayn. When he was in there with Jimmy Uso. Cody Rhodes, right? Yeah. If you just see him in a match just working for the sake of working, it's not engaging to me.
I see.
And that's why this sort of like, once a month, once every 3 months schedule works for him, right? Like Brock Lesnar is really a true one of a kind. Like he can go in the ring, but, actually on the mic.
He can create a spectacle in the ring.
Yeah, he's a spectacle guy, right? So in that sense, they're very similar.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, I think his issue is he's a great story-driven wrestler.
Yeah.
No one's watching Roman Reigns for a technical classic.
No.
So he's a great main event style wrestler. I think he would have been great against Undertaker back in the day, or like The Rock, Stone Cold. Like he can wrestle that style.
That's why I think Triple H, Papa H is looking at this going, okay, we have the workhorse champion, which is Seth Rollins. We have the sort of show, get people in the door champion, which is
sports
Roman
entertainment
Reigns.
wrestler.
Yeah. So, he balances it out like that lah.
Yeah. But I think, again, like for Roman Reigns to actually have an exciting match, his dance partner needs to be the exciting one. Yeah. So like, I feel like Cody Rhodes was exciting because, of his story and his like, babyface fire. Jey Uso actually, you also have given criticism saying that he's kind of like a boring, not engaging wrestler. But I think when it's with Roman Reigns and the story and all that emotion and that comes with it, it feels like an exciting match. Sami Zayn, don't need to say. Sami Zayn is amazing, right? But I think LA Knight, that things need to happen in this match that didn't happen, that could have created that buzz and atmosphere, Imagine, sorry, I'm just saying, imagine if LA Knight like had this whole story where he got his number. So for example, you know how he's like, every time he get a 2 count, then he just like that.
Yeah.
You know, just have some storyline beats in this story. But it was just a typical sleeper hole, shouting at the audience, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's why I think LA Knight needs to be the champion that gets the championship riding the highest of highs. Like a Kofi Kingston, like Daniel Bryan, you know?
Yeah. This was like the first pitfall,
yes.
but he will come back from it.
Yes, like where the crowd is just ready to pop for him, you know?
Yep.
Because they know, okay, he's not going to put on a stellar match that's going to make everybody go, whoa, but it has to be that match where the people are just like ready to explode already. And when he finally gets it, boom, explode, he'll hold the championship for a bit and he won't be a long champion, which is fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask the main important question from this match. Did this match prove to you and to the listeners as well that he is ready to be entrenched in the main event scene?
Oh, I think he is. He has been for a while, right? I think they're just, playing the long game here and giving you a bit more blue balls before you finally pop.
Okay. I mean, the reactions show that he's really still over the audience. And we shall see how he bounces back from it this Friday SmackDown. Let's see whether, again, if War Games is the next thing to go, but that's against Judgment Day, right? But will LA Knight have a rematch?
No, apparently Roman Reigns is not going to be at Survivor Series. I think he's done for the year.
Well, that's the thing. So how does LA Knight keep up the momentum until January? So that's the question, right?
He has to beat up a bunch of jobbers. Maybe it's LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa for a while because, he has to come defend his good friend, John Cena.
What if, I'm going to throw another curveball here. What if LA Knight starts a rivalry with Logan Paul over the US title?
Okay, maybe he finally gets his first title there, right? Yeah, could be as well. It works lah. That's the beautiful thing about the WWE right now. That there's so many different options.
What if Logan Paul, LA Knight is actually a WrestleMania match because LA Knight falls short on the world title picture, but he gets the biggest rub still because he's fighting against a social media mainstream star, and then suddenly all these people was like, oh, there's someone from WWE that's kind of like a throwback to the Raw and Stone Cold. Logan Paul is doing the rub.
Wow, that's a really good point. I like it, but I also want him to have that Kofi moment, because to be honest, I don't see it happening for him next year. I think by next year the hype dies.
This is like the road to WrestleMania. There's so many multiple pathways, man.
The crazy thing is there are so many options. Like, remember, I keep bringing this up. I remember a few years ago, it was like 3 people who could conceivably be champion. But now you have so many people, which is great for them, right?
Yeah. You know who I should credit? I actually credit Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns has carried a bunch of mid-carders to become main eventers. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, everyone.
Kevin Owens, exactly, right?
Yeah,
okay, so with that sort of in the rear view mirror, I think that because there were no title changes, there were no major story developments, as it were. It was just kind of gear spinning, right? This PLE. I think a lot of people were like, oh, it was boring. I wouldn't say... that's the thing. When everything is of a same standard, it becomes... I don't know if it becomes boring, if that's the right word, but it's predictable and then people start complaining, right? So I don't necessarily think it was a bad PLE. I just think that maybe it could have used 1 or 2 more surprises, and I think we've been conditioned to expect surprises, which is, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think that I would give this a solid 7.5.
I have an analogy for WWE AEW's booking nowadays, right?
Okay.
If WWE is kind of like a very comfortable cruise or very comfortable drive, down the highway, you are very comfortable, like a Grab ride, you don't have to worry about it. You know it's going to be quality, you're going to get to your destination, where you need to go is going to be settled. I think that's WWE right now. Like you expect a certain standard of wrestling ability. You expect certain stories to be told. The only thing that might surprise you if the guy goes for a swerve, that does a plot twist that we're unaware of, but that's all story driven. AEW is just a car crash. It's just car crash. So it's like just watching 10 car crashes in a row, and that's the pay-per-view. So it depends what you want out of your viewing pleasure. Do you want a very comfortable drive? Yeah, can get a bit mundane, sure.
Well, here's the thing. You talk about this comfortable, but once in a while, I mean, more often than not, actually, nowadays, right? Like previously, it was once in a while, but now it's more often than not. Yes, they will include like a really cool detour.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it's a great analogy with AEW. It's literally car crash, car crash, car crash. After a while, you're bored of the same car crash.
Yeah. So okay, but with that in mind, I would still say this is more of like a 6 for me out of 10.
Okay. I think they've raised the standards.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
It's a decent show. Like if you put this in 2019, it's a great show.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because 2019 was shit.
I think the issue here is that I think they've raised the bar for their PLEs. We've come to expect surprises, and then here the biggest surprise was Kairi Sane, and it was flat. So I think this is a good problem to have, lah. Honestly, this is a good problem to have for them. I do not feel like I wasted my time or I was cheated of my money watching this.
In the grand scheme of 2023, all the PLEs, right? I would say this is like more middle of the road. It wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
It was middle of the road. But yeah, you're right. I feel like this now I'm excited to check out Survivor Series and what's gonna happen next.
Oh yeah. So this does feel a little bit like a off-ramp onto Survivor Series. Like, okay, we're just setting you up for the next big one. The big surprises will happen there.
Okay. What do you guys think? The people in the chat, like, give us your number grades, tell whether you enjoy it. Rishi, you mentioned one thing that I would critique the Triple H era is that there seemed to be a lack of some surprises in the storytelling. Do you agree?
Well, no, because look at the Bloodline stuff. There were so many twists and turns,
Yeah.
So you can't have surprises every week because if you do, then it becomes not a surprise if you have a surprise every week. Like, don't do the Vince Russo school of booking where you just to swab them, bro.
Yeah. Just have surprises for the sake of surprises, right?
Yeah, no, surprise when the time calls for it. But if you have to stay the course, just stay the course and trust in your story writing, in your booking.
I agree. I think maybe because right now what WWE is missing is an overarching bloodline level storyline. I think because we're already on a come down from that. That's why.
Yeah. They do have something with the Judgment Day, but I feel like with the Judgment Day, because they are involved with other people, it's a lot more like scatterbrain. As opposed to Bloodline, it's just just the Bloodline. They're fighting, infighting. They do have certain feuds, but the main story is really the relationship between the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns, right? Whereas with the Judgment Day, they kind of tease the infighting a bit, but now it's like they're fighting everybody else. So it becomes this big mess of, okay, JD McDonough is feuding with somebody, Priest is, Mami is feuding with somebody, Finn is unhappy at somebody. It feels a bit distracted and messy.
Yeah. It feels like a more of a dysfunctional family, but I don't see them like ending things with each other for now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's impossible to recapture the Bloodline magic from last year and the year before. So at least give them props for trying.
Yeah, I mean, okay, looking ahead, Survivor Series I think should be fun. Crown Jewel I think was decent. Like you said, not a waste of time, but definitely there's better things out there. But yeah, it was okay.
Okay, that being said, guys, it's time to hand things over to our past selves from another timeline.
Yeah.
The timeline of Sunday, Sunday timeline. Because this weekend, this Saturday, is GrappleMax's 7th anniversary show at their new studio. And I can't wait because this will actually be my first time being there for an event. We've been there to interview, but this will be my first time there for an event. So I can't wait to feel the vibes. It's a sellout show as well. So if you got tickets, I can't wait to, come chat with you guys as well.
Yeah, and next week we'll give our thoughts and review of the show. Hopefully it's gonna be a very, 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 very unforgettable show because we have some overseas guests coming on board, some big talents coming on board. So it should be a fun show. But way before that we sat down with Big Dave, the current GrappleMax openweight champion.
You got it. Let's go. Let's do it. Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building.
And we are here with the one and only GrappleMax Openweight Champion. I said it right. I said it right. Yes. We got Dave.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've been here.
Yes.
4 years?
Since you've been on the podcast, it's been a while. It's a hot minute.
Yeah, 4 years, man. Like, and you brought up a great point.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling this right.
Of course.
For as long as I know Foreign, he has made mistakes of the name of this belt for so many times.
Okay, if you're wondering, let me put the context,
Okay,
right?
sure.
The last event, Foreign was here in the building doing interviews, and of course he interviewed Big Dave, and he may or may not have stumbled on the title name.
Okay, first of all, I think this is the time where I defend myself.
Okay.
This is where I defend myself. First of all, I was still in shock.
Shock?
I was in shooketh mode.
Okay, Shooker's mode.
Yes, because seconds ago, right after the show ended, I was still processing the fact that this guy, who is the top champion of the company, the ace of the company this last 1 year, suddenly turned heel. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So I was expecting a very friendly, happy, hard-fought interview segment, you know, with the babyface champion. And I'm like, oh, okay, this guy is just gonna...
Well, hey, you know what? He just went through a match. You know, it brought out certain emotions in him. You know, it's a champion's mentality, isn't it?
That's right. I think only Mr. Young understands how I feel because we're both champions and
indeed.
It's starting.
Yeah, obviously he's got some gold on him on his finger. You
I have a gold chain somewhere at home. For sure.
You don't have any gold on you, so I don't think you understand.
Like anyway,
but hey, that was Big Dave talking. I love Foreign. I love the both of you guys. You guys really do.
Thank you so much.
You guys really do great work for the wrestling industry locally, covering out events, talking about us all the time. Thank you so much, guys, for having me here. It's really a privilege to be back on set.
Well, technically, you are having us here because we are here at the GrappleMax Pro Wrestling Studios doing this episode of the podcast. So thank you for having us here. But also, I have to say, you know the interview you did with Foreign, right? Yeah. I'm sorry I have to bring it back up. Sure. But genuinely, and I think a lot of you saw it on the podcast, I genuinely broke down because I did not preview it at all. Like, Foreign had literally sent me that clip right before the show, right? I was like, okay, never mind, I don't need to preview it, I'm sure it's fine. And then when you did what you did to him, I was dying. I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. So thank you for the moments, both of you. Thank you for the moments.
I try my best to be myself whenever. Especially when I turn heel, a lot of people lose their minds when they say this, right? Oh, you're just kayfabe, guys. Come on, guys. 2023.
Yeah.
I just like to be myself because I'm quite kiddish in real life, right?
Do you enjoy bringing that side of you out? Is it naturally, quote unquote, naturally there?
I just like to disturb people, like. I'm one of those guys that like to stir shit.
Yeah. Oh, right. Do you think? I know a lot of people say it's actually quote unquote easier to be a heel because it's easy to shit on people. It's easy to tekan their sports team or their town or whatever.
Well, I think it differs from person to person. Some people are just very harmless.
Okay, so easy, like can't help.
Baby face is literally a baby face.
You can't help but to love them. Like one of the guys, Ben Sarchuk, let's call him Ben Sarchuk. Ben Sarchuk, right? He's such a lovable guy. He's got such a nice smile, nice hair, good look. You can't see him as a heel. It's just it's very lovely, right?
And you know what is funny thing? Sarchuk in Malay means handsome boy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ben handsome. That's his gimmick, lah.
That's our inside joke actually. So he called himself Sarchuk, and then because he's Cambodian, right?
Yes,
and we're like, you know, there's this Malay word Sarchuk, and it means handsome, and he was like, I did not think of that. So I don't know if it's real or not, or it was by intention or what.
Okay,
but,
okay. I'm pretty sure it's his real last name, man. It's like
that is his last name.
Okay, yeah, just to be clear.
Just like how we started the Oppa thing with Jordan, this is what we need to start a handsome chant. Come anniversary show. Handsome. Or Sarchuk.
The funny thing is, like literally as I was coming up here, right? Ban and Jordan was at the bus stop below just now.
Oh.
I said hi, I shook both of their hands. So I was thinking to myself, now you brought this up. The two handsome boys are hanging out together.
Hey!
Guys, don't listen to him. They're real life enemies.
Oh right, yeah, they're heated.
What are you talking about, man?
Aiyo!
Alamak. This is like the moment in 1980s. Remember Jim Duggan kena caught in the car with Iron Sheik.
Oh right. Yeah.
Okay, that's so
Mr. Wrestling historian and all that, he can just pull out these references out of nowhere, man.
Shows his age.
Yeah. No, shows his commitment.
Yes.
Encyclopedic, yes. He's a man of culture.
But to be fair, I also want to add something. You know, it's great, you know, when the champion, the character can become heelish, right? But then I realized, right, it takes a lot of work for the person on the receiving end, right, to be in on the act or to play off the
Why, bro? You feel hurt? No, when he tekan you,
you know why? Because when he first did it. Okay.
Oh, you were thinking
when he brought me to his.
Oh, yeah.
I actually wanted to laugh. You were laughing. So I'm like, no, I can't laugh.
Oh no, you must play along.
I must act scared more than love.
So he's not wrong about that. And when I do this kind of little nuances, right? I always have this underhanded motive, underlying motive that I want to make the other guy laugh.
You want to crack them and break them.
So this. I'm just gonna share it on the record right now. So every time when I get in a ring of a match, right, the bell rings, there's a stare down, both guys walk close to each other and they stare down, all that kind of stuff. And they will say scary things to each other. I'm gonna take your title, I'm gonna beat you up. For me, I walk up to the guy, I like, do you like chocolate chips? and then Ramus, I got everyone. DJ Carl, I got Ramus, I got YC, and then
they start giggling.
And then Ramus's first reaction to me was, can I cuss? She was like, fuck you.
With a serious face, like.
So I walked up to him, chocolate chip. While raising my belt and all that kind of stuff. I just like to do that, so I agree.
No, it's all good. The funniest thing that you did in the ring during that match, I just want to bring up what happened. Because right before the match itself, you had the promo package, right?
Yeah.
And then I love Remus, but Remus had this meditation scene where he was under the waterfall.
Was he really at a waterfall? Huh?
So,
he legit filmed at a waterfall. Where can you find a waterfall in Singapore?
There are places where you can find a waterfall. So Remus, right? He does photography, filming, and he knows all these kind of places.
Nice.
So Remus is also a very creative photographer, filmer. So he had the idea where he wanted to sit under the waterfall and meditate. Like this is his fighting journey back up to the top, all kind of stuff.
Very martial arts, very anime.
It was actually based on that. It was based on one of those scenes. And he said, okay, Dave, I want to sit under a waterfall. Like, you want to do what? So I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna sit in the middle of the ring and just talk to you. I'm not gonna you want a waterfall, okay? But never mind, he's got a story that says
okay. So I was part of the audience, right? So when we watched it, we were like, okay, it was
cool.
Very cool. We were entertained. But the most heelish thing, right, that Dave did during the match, right, mid-match actually, was beating him up, kicking him on the ground. You know what he said? Hey, you think you see the waterfall, you can beat me, is it? Huh? And then everyone popped their ass on and started laughing. So it was like, oh yeah.
In my exact words, right? I was like, Remus, how I remember this phrase I used. Remus, didn't you know? Water puts out fire!
Yes, I remember that also. Someone mentioned that.
That was hilarious. So the trash talking, the moment you dial it out, right? I tell you, it's like, it's definitely heelish. We were like, oh, come on, this guy, that's just mean. But you can't help but laugh. So I think as a heel, I think maybe that's the kind of reaction that you get a kick out of, right?
I mean, being a heel is very fun and all. And people have different ways of being a heel, and people have different perspectives of how you want to be a heel. I just like to have fun.
Is it ever a thing where, like, you know how certain people who are heels, right? But they're so funny when they're heels, they inadvertently become a babyface. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen it happen so many times.
Yes.
I'll give you one example right off the bat, Kevin Owens.
Yes, Kevin Owens.
I love Kevin Owens. His work especially. I derive a lot of what he says as part. I learned from him quite a little bit. So you may or may not see some similarities here and there. But Kevin Owens is one of them. That is a legend in this business.
It's pretty cool that you mentioned it, because I wouldn't have thought of it. But now that you say it, now I can't unsee it. Like, I really see
it makes sense, right?
That you've been doing,
Well, I mean, he has some influence, but a large part is just me trying to be comfortable under my own skin. I don't want to be something that I'm not. Not saying that people shouldn't do that, because some people are better at being something they are not. And I think wrestling is a free art form, and everyone should be doing their own thing. You like to flip, go and flip. You like to do submissions, go and do submissions. Just don't hurt anyone in the process. Just make sure what you're doing is good, and everyone's having a fun day. At the end of the day, it's for the audience, So you gotta feel comfortable under your own skin and all.
What's very interesting is, right, I want to bring it back to the last time we actually had you on the show, right? 2019. So the big thing about 2019 was, of course, before the pandemic, Kick to the Guide just started out, I think, barely a year, and we were like starting to get to know all the wrestlers. So one of the biggest rivalries during that period for GrappleMax was, of course, your huge epic rivalry with End Boss. At that point in time, he wasn't the End Boss yet. He was actually the babyface, and you were the heel. But then, at the end of that so-called culmination of that rivalry, both of you shifted switch roles in a way.
Yeah, we did a double. Actually, well, way back then, we were just doing exhibition matches. We weren't really very precise with our creative. We just wanted to put up good matches and all. And it just so happens that Greg and I, we have such a history in the Singaporean scene, and the story writes itself.
Yes.
The double switch was never really the plan, but we had the inkling that that might happen. And then lo and behold, somehow the heel becomes the baby face. And,
So isn't it really cool that you literally turned babyface around that period that we had that last interview, and you've probably had like your entire 4-year run since then has been like the main babyface. Literally it ran its entire course, and here we are, full circle moment back again at the point that you've just turned heel. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's been 4 years. I've been babyface for so long, and personally, I'm not a great babyface.
Okay. So you do have a preference, lah.
I do have a preference.
Okay.
So again, it's all part of the job. You be what the company needs you to be. If I'm a champion and I've got to represent the brand, I've got to show everyone else that this company is represented by a proper champion, and that's the most important thing, especially with the significance of this title, inaugural GrappleMax Openweight Champion. It's just a better story being a babyface than a heel.
At least to establish the title.
So I mean, some time has passed, obviously, and right now GrappleMax is super high on creatives, storylines, and we've got so many characters that maybe I can let loose a little bit now. So it's fun. It's been a fun 4 years. It's gonna get even more fun.
Talk to us, especially to that point, about, because we got Greg's perspective on the whole move to this space, this pro wrestling studio, right? Talk to us about that perspective, the journey. Was it something like, is this gonna work? Like, how did you feel personally when this whole thing was being put together?
You mean the move over here, right?
From Gym Craft to here.
I honestly think that GrappleMax has been, we're kind of nomads. We're constantly moving and moving. Before the studio, by the way. So we're constantly moving. We started out in Aljunied. We got evicted because of certain things, and we got out of there. We went to Juchet, and after Juchet, we felt that we gotta move indoors because we were exposed to the weather elements and all. And then we moved to Tampines, and then now we're here. So we're constantly moving. And one common factor, if anyone notices, is we are always being dealt with a short straw. Yeah, we are always constantly fighting for our place in this industry. We're constantly adapting, we're constantly evolving, and I think that's one beautiful thing about GrappleMax is that we don't quit.
Right.
We got evicted. No, let's continue. Our equipment were being damaged by the weather elements. Let's move. Gymcraft, not great. Maybe it's not too much of a great experience for the audiences because the wide, the big area, the echoes and everything. We didn't have much production value over there. Let's improve again. And now we're in our studio. So I won't say that this studio is not comfortable. It is very homely, but this is, I believe, just a step. Another step. I think GrappleMax is just going to get a lot bigger from where we are today. And again, what's beautiful about us is we keep evolving and evolving and evolving. We keep fighting. We're all fighters. A bunch of passionate people. Ramus, Najuan, we got Greg, Pete, our sound guy. And I don't want to blow my own horn, but I'm here too.
Yes. Of course.
Part of the team, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
And so many talented wrestlers.
When you first saw the setup, and then how involved were you with the equipment, the tech side?
I'm a caveman.
Okay. So when you first saw the setup, then you knew there was going to be projector at the back. Did it blow you away? You're like, oh wow, this is a huge step up in terms of production.
When I actually before all of this was set up, we were shown the space before.
Okay.
Yeah. There was none of this soundproofing. We haven't moved our stuff in. None of that. It was just empty space. And I'm sure Greg told you guys, if you were to speak in here without soundproofing, right, you could have heard 5 echoes. And you think that this place is haunted.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So from then and now, it's just amazing. It feels very homely. Like I don't mind sleeping here. This the kind of feel, you know.
Yeah,
Us guys,
right.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what I like about this, right, is that it is truly a creative space. So we've seen how you guys utilize it, like whether it's cutting promos here, shooting like material for your social media, and also I think you guys have your classes here, and it's almost like a daily schedule, right?
Workshops.
Nowadays. Yeah, daily workshops.
Yeah. So this space is made so that people can be creative here. People can do their collaborations here.
Yeah.
We've got Ramos doing his filming work here. We've got some business ventures like the theatre stuff that Greg spoke about. Sarah also, from time to time, records her own content for her own community.
Oh, okay.
This place is just simply built to encourage people to work, work creatively per se.
Really cool. And talking about like now that GrappleMax is transitioning into like monthly shows almost, right? Where do you see like in terms of building the audience, what is like this plan for you guys to like, is it going to be like storyline driven? I know GrappleMax is really big on that, but is there going to be like themes for each show?
Oh, okay. Let me address the theme part first. I'm not very tied in with what the business development side guys are doing, because they are the ones that decide what theme we'll be doing. Like I would assume you're referring to things like Halloween or that kind of thing.
Or like maybe like working with different shows. Previously you guys had a singlet show. And you guys had like a show here.
I'm not too tied in with that.
Okay.
But what I can tell you I'm tied in with is I can say that they are definitely exploring many different opportunities, right? Again, the theatre was just very recent, and they're constantly finding new opportunities to venture out to collaborate with people. Let me answer the one that I'm super duper tied in with, the storylines.
Yes.
So I'm the one who writes most of the stories in here.
Nice.
I do most of the creatives, and then I run it through Greg. Who is literally the end boss, because he's the end point.
Yeah, sure.
So Greg is the one that chips in ideas and approves whether or not my idea was okay or not. We always brainstorm. But I write the storylines, I help produce the matches, I help to ensure the QA for show day.
Right.
Match wise.
Cool.
So storylines for us is very, very, very important. I cannot stress that enough. And we take a lot of pride in making sure that the stories we write are not only entertaining but also consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a continuity manager who is there a spreadsheet or
Is there a
Word
Bible?
doc, a Bible? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
there is one, and you're looking at him. It's all up here.
Oh, it's all up in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even down to the small details, like, for example, this is very hypothetical.
Yeah.
Dave might have accidentally stepped on the toes of Sarah.
Yeah.
And then 1 year later, boom, Sarah versus Dave. And they'll be like,
Dear God.
I'm just giving an example.
Really cool.
The reason why we are so hard on about the storylines and the creatives is because we use all of this as a base to help propel our talents as characters.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at GrappleMax wrestlers, you don't see anyone as similar to the other.
Yep.
Right? We are all very unique people. Aussie, Sean and YC.
Yes.
Right? Wilson, Ramos, even though they're Inglorious, they're still very different individuals
different
with
characters,
different personalities.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, we don't have something as extreme as an Undertaker in here.
Right.
But we
Yet.
yeah. But we kind of like real people, real stories kind of thing. Right? Even Joseph. Right?
Bro, when you said that, right, I just had this weird thought in my head. Okay, imagine a Pontianak dress wrestler having a match.
You might find it in Halloween.
Halloween episode.
So we are we tend to focus on helping these guys to bring out the best in them rather than trying to change them.
I got a question then.
Yeah.
Like, okay, most people might call that the role of like a booker or like someone who's like a creative writer in the company, and there's also for a bit of insider wrestling, like an agent that helps to produce the match, right? So where does your role fall in those
All
three
three.
categories?
Is it all three?
Is it a combination of all three?
I think I have a lot of hats in my cupboard.
Okay.
If that answers the question. So I do everything. I wouldn't say 100% everything.
Okay.
So what I'm currently doing is I work with Greg to produce the storylines, the character work, and of course there's got to be some experimentation, but we'll put it aside, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm the one that liaises with Ramus on the promos, and I've been trying my best to be as involved in directing how those promos happen. Ramus still decides on some promos of how the storyboarding will go, like scene A, scene B, that kind of thing. Sometimes I will suggest to him how certain storyboarding will go, and we'll work together on that, liaise. And then I also help guide our guys on how to speak, how to body language, how to make their promo much better than
This is really
on their own.
I literally came here a little bit earlier, right? So I got a glimpse of it actually. And I mean, before you jump into your next thought, talk to us about how that that camaraderie. Because I see you guys laughing. I see you guys having a lot of fun filming these promos.
I think at the end of the day, we are just a very small community, small growing community that loves wrestling. We have a huge passion for wrestling. And we are just very tight with each other, and we want this product to go beyond the moon.
Right.
And I mean, sure, sometimes we say stupid shit. like Ben just walks in and looks at Jordan. He needs to say big task, and he looks at Jordan. You have a big. And he just stares at him awkwardly. How do you not laugh?
He gets it,
And then I'm telling you
that needs to be a reel on
like
Instagram or TikTok.
we may have a blooper in development.
Please put it on.
Remus, if you're watching,
Yes, do it.
So I'll just give you my personal experience. The worst promo to direct in a good way is with Showtime Inc.
I can't imagine.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
There's this one match. It was Sean versus Ryan. And Sean P Diddy had an addiction to coke.
I get it now.
You get.
Oh my god! I just got it.
Coca-Cola.
Yes,
but you get the.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to say it out loud to understand it.
Yes.
Right. And that one scene where Sean asks for one more chance took him 7 freaking takes. Jesus! All of us were sitting there. We were all like, "Oh, can you hurry up?" It's like 10:30 p.m. at night. But it's extreme fun to work with all these guys, and of course I'm there to help them improve. I'm not there to change them per se. I'm there to help them improve.
You know what's so cool about this? You guys are almost like a living, breathing production house in a way, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, because you're literally like creating, pitching stories, producing the stories, and then editing and putting it out there for social media. Literally, are doing
exactly.
Funny you should mention that, and that was the last point I was going to. After the liaising of the promos and everything, then we got show day itself. I'm the one that also helps to produce the matches. Now, of course, the senior wrestlers are going to have a better idea of how matches are done.
Yes.
And all I've got to do is again help them improve. Right? Just give a pointer here and there, and then I also help guide the lesser experienced wrestlers to make a simple and good match. So again, I spoke about QA just now. Like, this angle will be better, or if you do this action, will be better, that kind of thing. So show days are quite hectic. So that for me is a top to bottom process. Every time there's a show.
It sounds really satisfying, like really fulfilling.
It is, and the most satisfying thing, right, is when I'm standing back there. If you watch our GrappleMax, ever since you moved in, if you watch our GrappleMax matches, right, you may or may not see me standing very openly in the corner. And what I'm doing, I'm just standing there watching the matches because I help produce them. And when there's a good reaction, and it's like everyone's like, 1, 2, 3. You know that 1, 2, 3, that very huge pop. At the end, you know it's a good match. I'll be like,
proud daddy moment.
It's a proud daddy moment.
It's a Papa H moment.
Papa H moment.
I was standing there in my tights, in my singlet. And then I realized, shit, I shouldn't be doing that.
Especially now with your character.
Right.
No, but I'm really... It's something that we're building. It's all about our grassroots and community, and building all of this and seeing everyone not only enjoying but also succeeding at what they're doing. It just feels really good.
Okay, before we jump into the preview of this weekend's anniversary show, this Saturday, by the way, hope to see you there. We will be there, your boys, Foreign and Mr. Young. But let's talk about some of the other events that you have lined up, because I know that you guys are doing one in December, so every month, right?
Yes.
But then there's also another one that's happening.
Yeah, so normally, right, we have one show every month.
Correct.
But this month, we have two shows.
Yes.
One is, of course, everyone knows that's going to be our anniversary next week, but I think 1 or 2 weeks after that, it's going to be a collaboration with Stardom.
In Japan.
Stardom Japan, but in Singapore.
Oh, okay, Stardom Japan. Understand.
Okay. Is this the first time it's officially announced? I don't think I've heard it on social media or like. I mean, we know that you guys have a working relationship.
So we will be collaborating. We have a working relationship now with Bushiroad, which owns Stardom and New Japan. The news has been slowly releasing over the weeks.
Yes.
You've seen tweets, you've seen announcements,
Yes.
and you kind of like start to connect the dots. And here we are. So yeah, we are collaborating with Stardom, and
Awesome.
this is the Bushiroad Expo at Anime Festival Asia. Some people might call it AFA or AFA.
Oh, nice.
So
That's huge.
yeah. So it's a big anime convention. So on the 24th November, 25th and 26th, we will be putting up 2 matches. Ladies wrestling and tag match.
Nice.
So 1 ladies, 1 tag throughout all 3 days. So 6 matches in total.
Can you announce any of the matchups, any of the wrestlers coming down from Stardom? Do you know? Can you let us know?
The Stardom wrestlers, I'm not so sure.
Okay,
Actually.
okay.
I don't have in-depth in detail, but
Sure.
what I can tell you guys is who is going to be performing on those days from GrappleMax.
Oh, okay.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, so this is on 24th November, Friday. The matches start at 1 p.m. So that's our bell time. Our match is going to be Mingray versus Sarah.
Oh,
Nice, okay. So it's all showcase
Okay.
for the ladies, right?
Yeah, and then the second match is going to be Julian and Prabhu versus Simon and Ryan.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you got showtime.
For it, we might have to go and do our cosplay, dress as some anime characters, just to go down the anime festival to check out the matches.
Oh my
I
God.
think in the local wrestling community, I think people will be cosplaying like you lah. You're celebrities enough.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, not quite. but-
Shout out to our 10 Patreons, guys.
Yes,
Shout
thank
out.
you.
You guys are the most important 10 Patreons.
Yes, y'all can dress up as us.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's very simple, just wear a shirt.
so we got Saturday, 25th November. First match TJ versus Mingray.
Nice, TJ.
And second match we got Aussie versus the team of Inglorious, Wildfire Remus, and Wilson.
Oh, cool.
Hotshot Wilson.
This is happening at some sort of expo, right? Like
It
what-
is, yeah. I don't know what the layout is going to be like, but it's going to be part of the expo.
Right.
So, if you start hearing loud music and bang, 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 bang.
I mean, if there's anything I know, the anime scene or the cosplay scene in Singapore is massive.
Huge.
Humongous. Yeah.
Huge.
People from overseas will come down. So.
Yeah, I actually used to be part of that committee last time. I used to cosplay last time.
Really?
Where are the photos?
The
guys?
maid costume. We need to see the maid
Give me
costume.
the photos, guys.
And it is a very bustling community,
Yes.
and that was years ago. Right now, it's even bigger.
Do you see a lot of parallels actually between that? Because like fans love to dress up, play act the characters.
Yeah, cosplay
and-
as a character.
Yeah, and it's kind of like wrestling is kind of like similar lines, right?
I'd say so. But if I would cosplay as Goku and can actually legit shoot,
Exactly.
great.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the fun of it. We get to play dressed up and be our favorite characters. Again. Saturday also starts at 1, all day starts at 1 p.m. And then the final day we've got Sunday, 26 November, we got TJ versus Sarah. And then the second match is going to be Big Dave and Jordan versus Boss Gregory and Ben Sachak.
Oh.
So is this in storyline? Is this a continuation of whatever gonna happen from 7th anniversary?
We're still trying to work out the details on whether or not it's going to be canon, but because this show is kind of a little bit one-off.
Yes.
And it's more of like an exhibition. Yeah,
I
but
understand.
so the goal here is for us to showcase
Yes.
what we can do with our wrestlers, showcase to a different different audience.
Yeah.
Different audience. So I won't say that it's gonna be canon entirely. We haven't decided on that. Yeah.
What I really want to know is, are you guys gonna dress up? Will you guys be in cosplay?
I think I'm already dressing up. You don't really see someone wearing like spandex.
True.
That's for sure.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to highlight about this is you can see, you realize there are 3 ladies matches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so 3 ladies matches. I think it's very cool that we are able to do that.
Yeah.
I think our ladies, I wouldn't call it division, ladies group, ladies division. I'm not too sure what the right word is, but yeah, we're slowly growing and everyone's slowly getting better. And it's very good opportunity for the ladies, and I'm so proud of them for making that work.
Very, very cool, because I'm just thinking back. I think the last time New Japan came to Singapore, I think was also for this anime festival, right, in 2015.
I think it was called Kara Expo.
Kara Expo.
Yeah,
right?
but it's the same, more or less the same thing.
Okay. I remember Tanahashi did a show and came to Singapore TV and had to promote their event.
Yeah.
I still remember.
Me and Greg back then with GST, we were actually part of the show. We were wrestling, and then suddenly Nakamura walks past us, and both of us in our cheap wrestling gear might be swimming trunks.
Oh my god, it's Nakamura.
This was way back then, and then Nakamura just walks past us and he just nods his head, and then I breathe the same air as Nakamura.
Wow.
amazing. So so this is very cool. So in essence, people who are going to the show can expect something similar to that, or like Marina Bay Slam, like a layout similar to that, right?
I would say quite similar, but again, I have not seen how it's actually gonna look like, so I can't say. But yeah, you have similar atmosphere.
Nice.
I'm very curious how Stardom or New Japan will kind of promote on their side for this event.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna draw a line and say that I purely write the stories and I do the booking. I don't know about all the business stuff.
Okay, fair.
But I do know that how our partnership is going to be like with them. We're going to be supporting them in terms of logistics and manpower. So I think this wrestling gig that we have is something that maybe Greg has negotiated for us. Now, of course, I would like to have more gigs like that.
Sure.
Under the New Japan Bushiroad Stardom banner, if you will.
Yeah.
And again, it's such a huge step forward for us. Just a couple of years ago, we don't know if we're going to survive COVID. And then right now, we are in this alliance of massive promotions backing up Bushiroad's New Japan, and Stardom is huge. Yeah,
that's really cool. The one last thing I wanted to ask is with regards to this subject, right? We know that you more or less solidified yourself, in Singapore, as like one of the top wrestlers in the country.
I'm a statue here already.
Yes. So I'm just wondering, like, for you in your career, do you foresee yourself eventually spreading your wings? And you've always talked about wanting to wrestle in Japan, which you have done. But do you foresee yourself as that is still your ultimate end goal?
I mean, over time, life goals change. I wouldn't say no to that possibility, but it's much. I would say that it's a lesser priority as it was back then. I would still say yes if the opportunity comes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 29. I'm still young.
Yeah.
I think Okada is only JY is only 1 year older than me. Who's to say I can't reach his level?
Exactly.
Will Ospreay is also 1 year older than me. All the best wrestlers. I would love to be able to open up my wings and fly, but I think right now what I want to do is to make sure that GrappleMax gets even higher than when it is. And maybe also spend some time out to take care of myself. I've been actually working with a back injury for like a year.
Oh wow.
Okay. Oh my god, we see a Seth Rollins parallel going on here.
So some people might have heard this, some people may not have heard this, but the back injury is bad sometimes that I can't even sit properly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so maybe I'll take some time off to nurse myself and work behind the scenes. Then when an opportunity comes, I'll definitely go.
Nice. I mean, health is important, I think.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Please take a rest.
Okay, before we jump into maybe you can, I don't know, give us an idea of what's happening in December. But before we even get there, let's talk about this weekend.
Yes. Oh God,
yes,
yeah.
Saturday, November the 11th. It's your 7th anniversary. 7 years. I mean,
I feel old.
Yeah, what does that mean when I say 7 years? How do you feel?
Old.
Yes.
But the first anniversary in this new place too, so it's like a new beginning.
Yeah, it's a
evolution almost.
Evolution, yeah.
It again. I like how you guys phrased it. Evolution. It's amazing. The card you see today, and if you compare the card that you see maybe first, second anniversary, you can see the difference. Not just in the roster depth. You can also see the production value.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the presentation and everything that revolves around it. It's grown so much back then. Again, I keep talking about how far we've come, and also new faces. I would say entirely new, but they debuted this year, so I think it's new.
Yeah.
A lot of matches, a lot of proving grounds for many different people. Calvin, Ryan, Simon.
Oh yes.
Even the Aussie guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Very excited to see what goes on.
Okay.
Let's jump into those matches. Let's preview them a little bit. Do you have anyone you want to shout out first, or should we just go by what I have in front of me on my Instagram page?
Okay, sure. You can list those matches and I'll talk to you.
Okay. I'm on the GrappleMax Instagram page, by the way. If you want to find out more about everything GrappleMax, go to their Instagram page and drop them a follow, okay? Christian and Sarah versus Ban and TJ.
Yes, DJ's returning match.
Yes,
Nice,
that's right.
nice.
She hasn't done a match. Wow, I don't know how long. I think
Should be more than a year or at least.
no. I think
More than that?
More than that. Pre-COVID.
Oh wow.
If I remember correctly.
So she took a break, like she decided to take a break.
Yeah, I guess she's been away doing her own thing, and recently she's been popping up more often. She's been training hard together with the other ladies and of course the guys. It's TJ's return match. He's teaming up with Ben Sachak, who's also another one of our newer faces this year.
Yeah.
Very I would say high potential.
Yes.
Again, he big baby face. She's got that very cute face. You can't hate that.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of our more senior wrestlers, Christian, and Sarah.
Yep.
So I hear that they are going ahead with the name Ship Ahoy or Chip Ahoy.
Chip Ahoy, is it? Really?
I think it's something like that.
They solidified it nice.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I think it's obviously influenced by you guys, which is great. So Christian has been here with us since pre-COVID as well, a couple of years already. He's one of the standout guys that we have. Yeah. So I think it's going to be an exciting matchup. Intergender matches, we don't get to see that very often in GrappleMax. Very excited to see what they have to show.
This is the first time Sarah and TJ are going to be wrestling against each other as well.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Correct. So now I'll let you decide whether or not this is canon or shoot or kayfabe lah. Okay. So while TJ was away doing her own thing, Sarah was here.
Yes.
Yeah, she has been grinding hard at the ring stuff, and then now finally, we have them both
In the same place.
in the same ring. You know, it's a huge opportunity to put them together. So maybe there'll be some animosity between them, even though they don't show it. They'll be like, two giant cats at their backs, ready to go at it.
Right.
Okay, I see where the story is going. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Really.
I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not it's a story. But again, ladies division getting real hot real soon. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's talk about Prabhu versus Sky versus Wildfire Ramus. Okay, tell us a little bit more about Sky.
Well, Sky is champion of New Taiwan Wrestling. And
Doesn't
Sky.
he look a bit like D? Doesn't he have like a bit of a D look? You look at his face. Doesn't he look a bit like D?
Let me see.
At first I thought it was D.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh
little bit,
God,
right?
no!
Shredded D.
What are you trying to say about D?
Shredded D.
Okay.
I think D is more handsome lah.
Okay, there you go. But yes, tell us a little bit more about him. The Taiwan champion?
Yeah, Sky is the main champion over there in New Taiwan Wrestling. He's coming along with Ayong Go and Joker, also from New Taiwan. So I know Sky has been in the scene for quite a number of years now. I went to Taiwan in 2018. He was already there. He was one of the younger upstarts over there. So
5 years.
I guess since then, he is kind of like cemented his place at the top.
Right.
So he's coming down to put his title on the line against Wildfire and Prabhu.
Right. So let's say if Prabhu wins, does he need to learn Chinese? To defend his new Taiwan championship.
I have insider information from Showtime Inc. that Showtime Inc. is a global organization. They can speak all languages.
Okay,
I see,
there you go.
Yeah. I mean, Julian could speak Chinese.
Okay.
He taught Sean how to speak Chinese.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Sean didn't know what stupid was in Chinese. Julian told him it was 笨蛋.
Oh wow.
But then again, Prabhu can head over there as the heel champion, right? And be like, I don't need to learn your language.
Yeah, he could. Prabhu is definitely
hilarious.
one of those guys. He's the enforcer. He doesn't need to do that kind of,
Yes.
You do things for him.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got a powerhouse in Prabhu. We got a technical / high flyer in Ramus, right? What kind of wrestler is Sky?
I haven't actually got a chance to catch up with what Sky's wrestling style is like now, but I do know what it was like last time. He was a comedy wrestler back then.
Oh, okay.
And we actually hit off pretty well when we first met. He was, for the lack of a better term, he was an otaku. I was also an otaku. The dots are starting to connect.
Okay.
So yeah, same vibes. Again, because of the pandemic and just how little travel is, I haven't gotten a chance to catch up with him. So yeah, we get to see this Saturday.
But this championship title, is it considered like their main title in New Taiwan?
It is New Taiwan's main championship. So our openweight title is their equivalent. Yeah.
So this is a very prestigious match.
It is.
That either one of the two Singapore boys could actually take it.
Correct.
And represent Taiwan.
Correct.
That promotion.
And
Correct.
it's pretty cool because we might assume that he started out as a comedy wrestler, might have already evolved into like a main event.
Which is exciting for me. You know, one of the main reasons why I don't really keep up with wrestling is because I want to be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I see things for the first time, I'm like, whoa, this is damn cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And New Taiwan, do they have this so-called partnership as well with Bushido, or is this like just your own partnership that you guys have?
I believe they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I have to fact check that. Someone fact check that for me.
Yes.
But I think they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very interesting. Yes.
Let's talk about Julian and Kelvin versus Simon and Ryan. Why the laugh?
Anything that's related to Showtime.
Yeah. I think if you watch the previous show, you will understand the dynamics.
I hope you get to put some time off to watch the Showtime in Civil War match. It's like a Tom and Jerry show.
Wait, so Julian is Kelvin is the intern, right?
Yes,
he won that match at Amplify and he qualified to be an intern.
Correct. So now you have boss and intern, kind of boss and intern versus two. I would consider them fresh faces, Simon and Ryan.
Yeah. So if you think about it, actually, apart from Julian, everyone else is a fresh face.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Now Kelvin is a very funky character himself. He looks like that very innocent chipmunk that cannot do any harm.
Okay.
Yes. And might not be too popular with the girls kind.
Oh,
I don't know. He says that himself.
Let me have a closer look.
There.
His ad says otherwise lah.
Yeah, he says that he keeps telling me that he's not popular with the girls, but I say, just take your shirt off and people will think otherwise.
You guys literally forced you to take off his shirt to conduct the interview.
So he's that intern, the very innocent intern that just graduate, ready to fly into the world.
I see.
Working at Showtime Inc. We got Kelvin. Very promising upstart. Quite a funny fella. Simon, I don't have to introduce him. You all know Simon and what he can do. Simon is amazing. He's a very soft-spoken guy, Simon. Very agile. He just gets it. I wrestled with him a match, and it feels different when I wrestle with him. Even though he speaks mainly Chinese. And my Chinese is not that great. My Japanese is better than my Chinese, to be honest.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And despite the language barrier, which is very common in wrestling, right? We're still able to be on the same wavelength, and we're still able to communicate, do a good match. And I think Simon has it for someone at his experience level. He's really got it.
Oh wow.
Yes.
You all got it.
We all got it.
Very high praise from Big Dave.
For sure.
Then we've got Ryan. Ryan, another one of our young upstarts, still figuring out his path, thinking about what he wants to do. Right now, he's just getting more match experience.
Yes.
Ryan is one of our more technical wrestlers. As you can see, when he moves around, he's actually got very, very smooth movement. Feels like butter.
Oh, wow, okay. I remember seeing him from the previous show, but the thing about him is he didn't stand out to me, maybe because he hasn't had a defined character.
Yeah. So when
that was literally his second match, wasn't it? No,
it was his third, maybe fourth. The thing here at GrappleMax and our new guys, right? We don't really force a character.
I see.
When I guide all these young guys, right? We want them to develop the character naturally. Like when we train with them, or maybe they'll do something in the show that is totally unexpected, or maybe that's it. it's all very organic development, and I think Ryan is still looking for that, and I'm still waiting for that eureka moment to get him to do that. So we don't force them to be something they are not. Again, I said it just now. Don't be something you're not if you're not comfortable with it. Ryan has this vision of what he wants to be. He's working on it, and I fully support him.
Nice.
I'm just there to help improve, and if it doesn't work, I'm there to say no.
Okay.
Right? The reason why he doesn't stand out is just be patient.
Just be
patient.
I think it's pretty cool because it's almost as if like it's a proving ground for the the students, not just for the trainers to see whether they catch what they need to know, but also for the audience. The audience can be the sounding board for you guys as well.
And watch him grow along the way as well.
Precisely. So that I was about to bring that up because Ryan, I wouldn't call him a vanilla wrestler, even though he screams that right now. The audience can see where he starts. And then when he does develop the character, they'll go, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like about NXT as well, right? When you're watching NXT, you can really tell, okay, who is still trying to figure out the character. And then suddenly you do something 180 and you're like, oh, okay, that's it. You know?
They're trying to do something new, or that's the one that will work.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next match. Aussie, back together. Versus, Joker, and how do you say his name again?
Ayongo.
Okay. Joker, I assume is the guy in the face paint.
Well,
with the Joker face paint. That would be, I didn't want to assume nothing. It could be the other guy with no face paint. Who knows, right? I've never seen these two before. But tell us a little bit about Joker and Ayongo.
Ayongo has actually performed once here in GrappleMax. This was back in the Juche era. I believe it was I can't remember what the matchup was, but in that matchup we had Hotshot Wilson, Ayongo, and LK. I can't really remember what the third guy was. It's long time back then.
Right.
So Ayongo is definitely not a stranger to GrappleMax. He's a veteran, considered a veteran in the new Taiwan scene. Joker, this is one of those guys where I've only seen live. I've never interacted.
Let me show you his face paint, by the way.
Wow.
He looks more like the Crow than Joker.
There's some gnarly face paint. I can see why he calls himself the Joker. Again, Joker is just like Sky. I don't really know too much about Joker. I've seen him perform, yes. I've seen his work ethic, yes. But didn't have the time to interact with him, so I can say that he's one of those. I wouldn't use the word weird.
Mysterious?
Enigmatic.
Yeah.
The word.
Enigmatic.
Charismatic enigma.
See, the other time I make fun of his English, now I also cannot English.
It's all good, bro.
It all happens days we have brain won't work.
It's a quite enigmatic character. And Aussie, again, no need introduction. Thanks to you guys, everyone is doubting their history.
It's just me. I will take full credit or blame for that. Because I think I was the one who's like, but they're not from Australia, what?
They met in Australia.
I love that he's become a running
so YC is one of our very hot baby faces. He has main invented with me, but Sean, however, he's got a lot to prove. If you watch our promos, right, some of these promos, if you really listen to what people say, they actually have I would say a hint of truth to what they're saying. So Hotshot Wilson cut a promo on Aussie for the Amplify match, I think. And Hotshot Wilson said that Sean is riding on the coattails of YC.
Oh, still shit,
Cause dissension.
So a bit.
So if your all these stories and all these little nuances, you really have to pay attention. It doesn't happen only in the ring. It happens outside of it too. So you really gotta pay attention. So for Sean, right, this is his biggest proving ground because he wants to show that he's not the weakling.
I see.
Check out their social media pages, all the videos.
You gotta watch it at GrappleMax.
Are you guys putting a lot more content on TikTok as well?
Yes. So right now we've got one of our new trainees, Tidus. So
worldwide? Tidus.
So Tidus is working with Sean of Aussie, who's also our marketing guy, to develop our TikTok. So you'll see content coming quite often.
Is he like a Chinese guy?
Tidus? He is.
I don't know why I only have ever met Chinese Tiduses. I've never seen any other Tidus.
I'm not sure how to feel about that statement.
Angmo got Titus, but Tidus is a very Chinese name.
Tidus.
I don't know why I literally have met several Tiduses, but they're all local Singaporean Chinese boys.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really a thing or not, but yeah, prove me wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so Titus is also, again, like I said, one of our newer trainees, but he also has a little bit of educational background in this kind of things. Again, you can see the similarities within everyone here. We've all got relevant experiences building on the product. Yeah.
Nice. So yes, check out GrappleMax on all the social media platforms to catch all their sort of nuanced storytelling in the promos and whatnot.
Yes.
Come, let's talk about this one. N-Boss Greg versus Showtime.
The battle of the bosses.
The bosses.
Yes.
Special singles match. Okay, this comes off of the sneak attack from the previous show, Amplify, where we had Showtime just out of the blue. Well, maybe not so out of the blue, but he attacked N-Boss at the end of the match.
Yes. Again, the story writes itself.
Yeah.
The whole time, right, when Inglorious weren't teaming together, or maybe one member wasn't present, basically their absence or whatnot, there was another faction that was running the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. And that was Showtime Inc.
Yes.
Alright, they would like to think that they were carrying the show, but no, I'm the champ, I'm carrying the show.
Okay.
But they are a huge attraction here.
Yeah.
So while Inglorious were still doing the little things individually, here or not here, Showtime Inc. was running the joint.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you see, as of recent, suddenly Inglorious start to climb up the hill. So.
Yeah.
But Raymer suddenly got title match, Greg returns, and then Wilson, Hotshot, challenging me for the title.
Yes.
And suddenly they're the main event, and then Showtime is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, sounds like what Val would say. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute. No.
So I think what Showtime Val obviously his motivation here is, they're running this joint. You guys are of the past. We got more guys than you, kind of thing.
Right.
That's my words, not his.
Okay.
So more like Judgment Day, trying to say that I think the Bloodlines time is over.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Yeah.
Okay, I love that the fact that GrappleMax is big enough to have two factions vying. Because usually I would say like it's always like one at a time.
Correct.
Never has there been faction, and that's usually the best time in wrestling when there's factions.
Yeah, there's multiple stories going on.
Have they worked together before? Have they fought before?
As Showtime Inc. versus Inglorious, or like
on general, they have to have, right? I feel
definitely. I mean, whether or not they were under the banner of their respective factions, right? They have definitely fought each other before.
Yeah.
Because it does feel fresh. Like there's an air of like, hey, wait a minute, have we seen? But
it's always been a very long.
It's been a while.
Greg has fought Val before.
Yeah.
I don't think it's less than one time. Me and Greg versus Val and Mike Bailey.
Oh, okay.
That was one of them. Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
And Wilson versus Prabhu. Gold standard tournament. Wilson was knocked out by Prabhu.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely our guys have worked each other before, whether or not they were under the Showtime Inc. or Inglorious banner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's history there, lah.
There is some form of history. Convenient history. As a creative.
Okay,
You find the threads and you put them together.
As a creative, it's very
Just
convenient
retcon
history.
a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happened. Great.
Let's incorporate this here.
Yeah.
Still better than Tony Khan, though.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Anything is better than Tony Khan. Okay, come, let's talk about this one match that I think was one of the first few matches announced.
Correct.
Like even before Amplify, this match was announced. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, we've talked to Jordan. We love the boy. We think he's so talented, right?
Yes.
Especially with his new hey, don't call me Oppa. There's this nasty side. But then you talk about nasty. You talk about the man. Dick Togo versus Jordan for the Wrestle Square Cruiserweight Championship.
R.I.P. in advance, man.
Why are we laughing? It's so bad. Hey, why are we counting Jordan short?
I find it funny when a naughty boy gets spanked.
Oh, okay, there you go. Is that why you're laughing?
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
How do I even explain this? There's nothing for me to say. It's Dick Togo.
Right. Yeah, no, actually, his reputation precedes himself. Right. And okay, Jordan is this up and coming guy. He recently has been showing this mean streak, right?
Yeah.
So is Dick's is
Togo's.
Togo-san's goal here is to come and put him in his place.
First thing, there was nothing wrong with dicks.
Okay. Why you giggle?
I just reiterated what you said. Sorry, I didn't get a question.
No.
I'm thinking about dicks.
Is Dick coming to spank Is Dick coming to spank the bad boy Jordan?
Not with his.
Not with.
Okay, I get what you're trying to say.
Togo-san is coming to discipline Jordan.
Okay, so normally I would say we are very hard on about our stories. That was not intended.
Did you get that one?
I got that. Yes.
You guys are horny as fuck, you know that, right?
What?
You dirty. Yeah, so as much as as much as we want to write stories all the time, there needs to be a mix once in a while, like exhibition matches.
Sure.
I personally would like to think that this is more of an exhibition match rather than a storyline match. But every match can be used to drive a story.
Correct.
Right? Even though it's an exhibition, it doesn't need to be a random throwaway match, right?
Correct.
What I can take, I can get. I'm one of those guys. I take whatever I can. So it helps to not only build Jordan's character, show what he's made of, especially against a guy like Dick Togo. You think that the stress is off the roof right now. He's got to prove not only to the audience that he can hang with Dick Togo.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to prove to himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
who knows, right? After the cruiserweight title match, we might see a new champion. Then the question is, who is the new challenger?
Yeah.
Who can even step up?
Yeah.
But I got a question about Dick
Yeah.
Togo, right? Because I haven't really followed what he's done in New Japan. Because the last time I remember was he was siding with Evil, even won the title during that period.
Yeah.
So what's been up with Dick Togo's since then? Leave to catch up on the story because I'm not sure what's going on with him.
So I would think that Dick Togo is I think he's currently a mainstay at New Japan. He's working very close with the House of Torture. He does matches multi-man matches every now and then lah. So he's not like a one-off thing. So he's also not I would say what they call exclusive member.
Right.
So he's always there. Yeah. So very involved, I would say.
Okay.
I have a question about logistics in that he cruiserweight man. He's quite a big, muscular guy,
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm the one that works with the pieces that are given to me.
Okay. When we heard that, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is a cool matchup. I want to see it, but he cruiserweight man.
Okay, so well, here's the thing. When we make these matches, right, I as the creative booker myself, I could have easily just said Big Dave versus Dick Togo. Because Big Dave is the biggest, Dick Togo coming down will technically be the biggest as well.
Yeah.
I could have easily just done that.
Yeah.
But who does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Right?
100%.
And like I think I'm okay enough to not have Togo's rub anymore.
Yes.
But there are definitely a lot of our guys that still needs that kind of leverage. And definitely, if one person were to constantly book themselves with high-profile guys, then only one guy will go to the top, while everyone just sits at the bottom and just drowns in mud.
Yeah.
That's not our vision here. We don't do that kind of boring stuff, right? So again, we try to get whoever that we feel is ready, aka Jordan in this case, to go with someone that's
There.
Yeah, right. That level. Yeah.
So you'll help push Jordan, and then once we push Jordan can help to push someone else.
Yes,
That's true.
yes.
I'm just curious to know if Dick Togo beats Jordan, right? If he beats Jordan, is he gonna carry the cruiserweight title in New Japan television and parade it around, or what's gonna go with that?
You never know.
You never know. You never know. So I told the management, guys, are you sure if Dick Togo wins, we have one less championship?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not my fault now.
So
I'll
I-
just book it.
So I think just as a Singaporean, I'm just rooting for Jordan lah.
Right.
To survive.
To survive,
like,
get out of it somehow.
keep the title somehow, yeah.
Rebrand the title, then put the GrappleMax logo there. At least you get it on Japanese TV, on New Japan TV,
Yeah, but you never know, because nowadays wrestling is so worldwide and so global. Anyone can win anything. I can even win something if I go to WWE.
Hey, let's do it.
There you go.
Okay, let's jump to the main event or the big one.
Yes.
Right? You're the main event.
I'm the main event.
Is there any other match we've missed? No, right?
Nah.
No, I think we covered them all. Okay, well, here we go then. Big Dave, the GrappleMax openweight champion, versus Hotshot Wilson.
Yes.
What's going through your mind leading up to this match in terms of, are you going to put him in his place? Is it time for you to spank him and teach him a lesson?
There's a lot of spanking going on. There's a lot of hard spanking going
Yes. Because Vic is around.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna speak as the character Dave. Hotshot Wilson and Big Dave. Wilson is one of our OGs.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been here. He's not the most senior for sure, but he's one of the most senior. He started training in 2017.
Yeah.
Imagine it's been
Wow.
six
years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the other day this is his first title shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
it is, huh?
Yeah, for any championship.
So Wilson in the past couple of anniversaries has been involved with international matches, and I just found that out like last month. Like he one time he was facing Dick Togo, another time he was facing Masa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes, Master, I remember that match.
Yeah. So Wilson is one of our reliable workers. So the story, if y'all know, Wilson's first match was actually against Big Dave.
Oh.
Like his graduation match.
Oh,
Graduation.
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
so
that.
graduation matches are still a thing now, but we don't blatantly call them graduation
Yes,
matches.
yes.
I remember
Disguised.
the disguised graduation match with Greg and Ryan.
Yeah, so Wilson debuted against me to a losing effort, and since then, right, we have actually been fighting. Every year there's gonna be a Dave and Wilson match.
Right.
So we actually had this running joke between us, right? We have done so many matches. We have done like 8.
Wow, through the years.
7 or 8 around there.
Literally once a year, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we even have this separation whether or not it's canonical or non-canon. So in canon, right, he actually has more wins than me.
Oh.
He's leading me 2 to 3.
Okay.
He has 3.
He has 3.
I was like 3 to 2, sorry.
Yeah.
So he has more wins on me than I have on him.
Oh.
But
Okay.
if you add in the canon stuff, it's a draw. Non-canon stuff, it's a draw.
Oh no, we only deal in canon here. Yes, we do
see.
things.
So we
properly.
actually had once we had this dark match at MBS, right? We weren't on the card originally, so we had
I
this
see.
trial session, and then
Yeah.
there's this one exhibition show off match or something.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember what it's called. So the other day was very random. It was just Wilson and me.
Yeah.
And then we weren't scheduled to be on that match.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm wearing my pants, I'm wearing my sports shoes. Then
Yeah.
Wilson also said, hey, never mind, we just wear our PT shorts and go out and wrestle. and then we did such a great match, and then people like saying, what is this dark match? This is a dark match. Why is this 5 stars?
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, so it's a legendary archive match. No one
Right.
see. There's no video of it.
So that means not canon, lah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, so canon wise, he actually has more wins than Big Dave.
To be fair, Andre hasn't been slammed before 1987 according to WWE. So
Okay, yeah, so it's fine. It's
it's
what you
fine.
present.
Yeah,
It's-
it's just what the story
up to
needs
the-
at that point in
yeah,
time. You know?
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, on story wise, I think there's a certain point that is really quite clear that Wilson has Dave's number.
Okay.
Right? And Wilson somehow is just like Ramos, a little cockroach that just cannot die.
There you go.
Just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Just keep coming back year after year after year after year like a toxic ex.
Wow.
That's Big Dave.
Yeah, this big days.
Big Dave.
And the thing is, right, Big Dave has beaten everyone. Everyone that is worth mentioning. I have beat Wonder Boy from my PW.
Yes.
I've beat Ahmad Arif from ROR. DJ Carl, Simon, YC,
Yep.
Ramos. I've beat them all the top guys.
Yeah.
Just one guy. One guy that I just cannot get better off.
I see.
Wilson.
He's your Joker. Not this Joker, but
But
Joker in general.
Wild card, the guy who
Okay.
just
So
can't solve.
so that's the story we I mean, it's not the main story. That's just one of the fun facts that we have. And Wilson, he's one of the OGs.
Yeah.
He's been a lifelong wrestling fan. He's been working so hard to get to this position. Yeah, and it's very interesting to see how far he has come.
Yeah.
From my first match with him, and to now how I speak to him is an entirely different person. He's so much more matured now.
I remember when we first saw him, he was the forever babyface.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
quite
right.
quiet.
Then he turned heel.
Then he turned heel
He
in
turned
Glorious.
heel.
He joined Remus.
I remember that period. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the day where both of them, Remus and Hotshot,
all
turned
three
heel.
of them.
I remember it was
yeah,
Juchat.
Juchat, yeah, and they were like, oh my god, they all came
RKO,
together suddenly, randomly.
And then Boston. Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, all of them turned heel.
Yeah.
On who?
You?
Bro, you're justified to be
Yeah.
a killer. Come. You deserve it. I'm rooting for you now. Kill all of them.
So Dave's angle here is that it's nice being a champion.
Yeah.
Everyone's end goal is to be a champion. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: once you reach the top of the mountain, you hit the very top. You fight so hard, battles, wars, injuries, all the kind of things. You step over people, your friends. You get to the very top, just to see there's nothing beyond.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
So you carry the heavy ass belt all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
For the company.
Yeah.
And there's nothing beyond. And then when you turn back, there's another long line of enemies you gotta face again.
Yeah.
And the worst part is the people who were your friends or who were supporting you, they have all somehow turned on you.
Lonely at the top.
You're lonely, yeah. Stressful.
So that's why Dave mentioned that this title it has no value at all. There's no bigger value.
Right.
Right. And this is for the people to go and learn what the value is.
Right.
Right. What is the real value that Dave is referring to? I mean, this title is still very important.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Right, but storyline wise,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
character Big Dave, what is his motivation here? What is he referring to? If people can figure it out, a cookie for you. But if you can't, so that means maybe my storytelling is too complicated.
7th anniversary is this Saturday. Tickets sold out from what I've heard.
Sold
It's
out.
going to be a packed house.
Yep.
So somehow, if you didn't get tickets, you can probably watch the video after the
Sucks
fact.
to be you.
Yeah, you got because this sort of thing you got to be here live. Like we've always talked about it for wrestling, especially live wrestling,
Singapore,
local wrestling in Singapore. You got to be here live
Yeah.
to soak in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the best thing is there's not just gonna be the wrestling matches. You have like food to take to go for. You can have listen to
Yeah.
the live commentary. So it's gonna be like a pretty big party over here.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna feel very wild and it's gonna be a party feeling here.
Talking about the live commentary, by the way, you brought up something really interesting because this show will have live commentary.
Yes, from what I told, it's gonna be live commentary, but I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna be executed.
It's something like they will commentate, but you can hear it through an app or something. So it's
Yes,
yeah. So
yes.
it's not like they are live commentary over the PA system or
No,
anything.
that'd be annoying as
Can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
imagine the wrestlers wrestling and people talking about what they're doing?
Oh my
no,
God, yeah.
But yeah, if you have like an app and you have the earphones, you can hear the commentary while watching the match.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So doesn't that sound pretty cool?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you want more details, actually more details will be released on our social media. You
There
can
you go.
simply just search up at GrappleMax on Instagram. It's also at GrappleMax on Twitter. Facebook, just simply search up GrappleMax
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Singapore Studios.
All
Pro
the
Wrestling
details.
Singapore. Yeah. Or just find GrappleMax, you'll find it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Looking forward. So December there will be another show. Do we
Yes.
know when exactly? At which part of December? Early December, end December?
Currently, the scheduled plan is to have our second edition of Amplify on the 23rd of December.
Oh.
Almost before Christmas.
Yeah, 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah, maybe someone will dress up as Santa Claus. I don't know. Maybe I will.
Somebody has to dress up as Santa Claus.
I want to be the reindeer.
I need a Santa helper somewhere somehow.
Imagine, I'm just picturing it in my head because I swear this probably has happened in WWE a million times.
Yeah.
Santa Claus comes out, smacks somebody over the head,
I'm
and then
sure.
inside the sack is a Taco Bell or a bag of rocks.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
that's
You're gonna kill someone if you do that.
I mean, a working bag of rocks.
It's gonna be a miracle of 34th Street team match somehow.
Oh my gosh.
Well, definitely it's a Christmas season, but I don't want to overpromise anything.
Okay.
We may or may not, go with the Christmas vibes.
right.
But there will be a show on the 23rd, second edition of Amplify. Just keep track of our Instagram, our social medias, and everything you'll find out there.
There you go.
for sure.
Awesome. All right. Any parting words before we wrap things up? As always, thank you so much for having us here at the GrappleMax Pro Wrestling Studios.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's been too long, 4 years, like we talked about.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, man, we really gone through everyone in the roster that came back to you.
Yeah, right.
The last time we saw each other, we had less white hair.
Oh my god.
I
that's
don't
so
think I
true.
ever had this beard. I think I was just still.
No, yeah, you're still fresh face,
Yeah, fresh
or like
face,
baby
yeah.
face. Now he got some like edge to him already.
Time
He has some Adam Copeland. to
Time
him.
has aged us all.
Okay, anyone, anything you want to say to anyone? Give somebody a shout out, send some love.
Yeah, I just want to thank all GrappleMax supporters for supporting us on our 7-year journey. It has been very insane. Rocky to say the least, but you know, we are a group of fighters and we are a group of passionate fighters. We'll keep going and going and going to give you the best product that we have. So stay excited, stay frosty, keep watching us, and get your English right.
O level. A2 only. Sorry,
I popped him. I said it's my goal to pop him once. I popped him. So
I feel like I think I could never do segments. Please don't let me interview him ever. I will die. I will just lose.
I'll be the one videoing.
No professionalism. I'll be like,
chocolate chip.
Let me see you try.